Hey guys, I don't think anyone's here right now, but I'm just doing some testing real quick. So just give me a second here. Testing real quick. So just give me a second here. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Testing. Okay. Testing. Okay. Testing. Hey, let's just win. It's nice to see you. I'll talk. Okay, so um, normally at the beginning of uh, before the day before a ladder reset, I usually have a stream up, or at least, close to the start of the season, so that I can tell people kind of what's going down. Um, yeah, I'm gonna actually try to take it one step further this season. So if you'd bear with me for a second, I'm actually in the process of trying to. Um, I'm kind of in the process of trying to adjust my audio settings, because, well, there's a few things I wanted to do. So normally I'd be farming with like my Hammerden right now, but I wanted to take some time to like clean some things out and just get rid of stuff that's long overdue. Yeah, I want to get rid of stuff that's long overdue because I want to get ready for next season. So I'm trying to make space on my accounts and make sure that everything's in order. So I hope you're doing well. Let's just win. To answer your question, what class am I playing this season? I'm going to be playing as a paladin. Now, this might come as a surprise because this season I made a paladin, so why the heck am I making another paladin again, right? And the simple answer is just that, like, this season, I had a paladin, but I mean, that wasn't really supposed to be like my main character anyway. My main character was my crafted barbarian, or the SSF McRob, I think we called it, the solo self-found, magic crafted, rare only barbarian, I believe it was. Anyway, so yeah, so this season I'm gonna try and take a bit of a departure from the SSF McRob and the Hammerden, and I'm gonna like, because that was just a main character. You know what I mean? Like this SSF McRob was really supposed to be the character that I mained for the season. I was gonna play it all the way through, or like at least for a couple weeks, but then no one else joined in. But I got a chance to show off a really fun throw barb and showcased SSF McRob. Forgot about that. Well, I mean, yeah, bringing it back old school. But D2R is great again, Colin says. I found a declone of Trav. Did you? Well, I mean, I didn't. You said but D2R, so that usually implies that you had something else prior that you wrote. So I didn't see any other messages in case you wrote something. Anyway, so I know I'm going on a bit of a monologue here, but I just kind of wanted to give the deets. So, okay, let's delete this. So now I have more room on this account, which is good. Yeah, 2 characters. That should be plenty. And then when the ladder comes out, I'm going to have to make a new character, but I don't know what I'm going to name it just yet. I have to come up with some pretty clever names, but I don't quite know what I'll name this character. Anyway, sorry. I'm getting way sidetracked, though. I'll try to answer your question more directly. Let's just win. Yeah, so what class am I playing this season? Like I said, Paladin. Yeah, like, because the season that just passed by, I was like the main character that I was using was supposed to be the barbarian, the throw barb, and then I had that hammered in. But yes, I was mostly just playing that hammered in for fun, and I showcased it a few times because that was the character I was using kind of on my spare time if I really didn't have anything better to do, you know, like, or maybe not like nothing better to do, but you know, if I had some spare time, I would kind of hop on my hammered in and just get a couple runs in, and then I got to see how many levels I could really get, and we can even see that from all the time that I was just kind of chilling and just mindlessly farming, that my hammered in actually reached up to level 88. So yeah, a lot of pretty nice progress, and a lot of pretty good equipment too. Like, some of this was self-found, some of it, some of it was like items that I found, and other items were like purchased from others. I think the Skin of the Viper Magi I got from somebody else. The Whiz Spike I got on my own. I decided that this would be excellent for me to use, and much of my equipment, I think, was still mine. This is obviously mine. This is mine. I think both dwarfs should be mine, or maybe I got one from somebody else. String of Ears I think I found on my own, and Mage Fist I think was mine. Combat Skillers came from other people, and my Paladin Torch was given to me by LeBron after I traded him some tikis. Okay. Now, next thing. So next season, I am playing Paladin, right? So you might be wondering, what build am I going to be playing? And I'm debating whether or not I want to spoil, because, you know, it's going to be tomorrow. I kind of want to like leave you all in suspense as per the usual, but I think because this season is going to be a little different, I'm going to kind of talk about my plans for the season. I should have actually started off with that even. Yeah, so yeah, plans for this season, okay, so I'm gonna be playing a Conviction Paladin. Yeah, so I'm gonna be playing a Conviction Paladin is my plan. For those For those of you who don't know, well, I mean, none of you know because I haven't really discussed this. My plan for this upcoming season, or at least this weekend, I'm going to be streaming from Reset all the way to the end of Sunday. As you guys know, as with most weekends, or like Reset weekends, I'm going to stream for the entirety of the weekend, or at least as much of it as I can. I'm going to be doing a 2-8. So, for those of you who don't know what a 2-8 is, there's going to be 2 players, so myself and a guy named Seth, also known as Green Cable. And Seth is going to control 4 characters, and I also will control another 4 characters. So we're going to have 8 players in each game. And each of these 4, well, yeah, each of us is going to have 4 characters, and we're going to bring 4 characters into Hell. At least that's the plan that we have in mind. But in terms of going through the Reset run, what's actually going to happen? Well, you guys are going to wait and see, because neither him nor I have ever done a 2-8, so this is going to be a fun, like, experimental... This is going to be a fun experimental time for us. You guys are going to witness something different this season, okay? Yeah, you know, honestly, times like this, this is a bit off topic, but I kind of wish I had a Skelemancer. Skelemancer would be a perfect character for me to just AFK and mindlessly let my mobs farm while I talk to you guys. Anyway, so going back to, like, this 2-8, though. Yeah, Seth and I are going to be running a 2-8. So he's going to be controlling a Sin, or an Assassin, and I'm going to be playing a Sork on Reset Night. Now, this might be kind of insane to you guys, like, whoa. Like, D2D2 is going to be playing a Sork for once, but, I mean, this is kind of what happens when, you know, people are either unavailable or unwilling to play. Normally, I have the last-minute heroes with me. I have, like, you know, like Enjoy and Marlies and Incendies and so on, but people from that crew have decided, or are either unable to play, or at this point, they've put themselves down as either unable to play, or they just don't want to join in on this reset. Please use Vigor in town. No, go away. I'm not actually farming right now. Fuck off. How's it going, ZZ? But yeah, I'm actually just mostly like I switched it over to my Hammerden because this is the character I had for this season. But like I'm not actually doing any farming. I'm just talking about what my plan for this reset is. It hurts my eyes. Well, you know what? You hurt my eyes. Look, so yeah, we're gonna be doing a 2-8 tomorrow. Trying to get through the game as well as smoothly as we can. I'm going to open up as a Sork, Seth is going to open up as a Sin, but by the time we make it to Hell, or at least we're going to start farming Hell, we want to actually switch over to the characters that we were interested in maining in the first place, which in my case was the Paladin, and in Seth's case was going to be his Zon. So yeah, that's the plan. Really going to be an interesting 2-8. You guys are going to have to wait and see what else we have planned. Might be disappointing, might not be. And then the build that I intend to main for the rest of the season, on top of being, Conviction, is I actually wanted. Sounds like a plan. Well, it's sort of a plan. Yeah, we have some like. What's the word for it? We have the starting parts of a plan, I guess. I'll be here for the memes? Okay, I expected you to be here for the memes, so I'll be glad to have you on board with us. What time does ladder start? It starts at 4 p.m. Pacific or 7 p.m. Eastern. So that's like... I'm trying to think of, like, maybe, no, not 24 hours, 20 hours, 19 hours, yeah. It's like 19 hours and 18 minutes. I believe that, if my math is right. Okay, cool. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited for this. I really am excited for this. It's going to be something new and unusual, because I've never actually done a 2-8 before, with anybody else. Like, I'm going to lay you guys down kind of the situation, I guess. I should really just label this a just chatting stream, honestly. Like, I'm not really planning on doing that much gameplay. I didn't really feel like playing. I just wanted to kind of like start my stream and then tell you guys what's going on. But anyway, besides the point. I'll probably enjoy it more since I don't like to listen to 8 Discord bros talking on normal reset. Yeah, I know you're not too happy about having like tons of people on the Discord chatting with me at the same time. Which is fair. Thank you for sharing that. Actually, that's kind of nice to know. Anyway, yeah, but again, like I won't really. Well, yeah, I mean, okay. So let's start off on my thoughts for this 2-8, right? Like I said before, ideally, I don't want you all to myself. Oh yes, BB. But no, seriously. So originally, you know, I wanted to do an 8-player, like whatever, right? Like what we usually do. Last minute heroes. We have Incendies, Marleys, and you know the usual crew, and then we go through the game, all 8 of us. But as it turns out, yeah, people are not available. So I'm kind of like, all right, well, at this point, the only 2 people who are free to take part in this reset or who are willing to take part in it are myself and Green Cable. Hey, what's up, man? Fogger's stream, yes, that's right, it is indeed a stream. 2-8 is fun, yes, I was about to get to that. So, it's been on my mind for a long time, ZZZ, like, this is, there's still, D2R came out, and a lot of people have moved on to D2R, but there's still a number of things that I would like to do on D2, and especially on Slash, and one of the things I never got around to doing is the idea of a 2-8. We've discussed this at length, actually, you and, I think, Notchin, I think that was his name, did a 2-8 a while ago. Plenty of people have done 2-8s, and even in my case, I've done a 1-4. As you know, I think about a year ago, because people on the Slash Discord were messaging me about this, and they were watching my playthrough last year. I was running my Dual Nova or Tri-Elemental Sorceress, I think, but then I started off her being as a Blizzsork, and I was trying to go through the game with the Sork, the Assassin, the Paladin, the Barb, and I was 4-boxing. So I've done a 4-1 before, but I've never actually done 2-8. I was supposed to do a 2-8 with what's that guy's name? Dewscrim, yes. I was actually supposed to do a 2-8 with Dewscrim a while back, but he was not available, and ever since the last time I played with Dewscrim, which was I think 2, 3, 4 years ago. You know, he hasn't. Well, him and I haven't been around to play for a Slashdiablo ladder reset. He's either too busy or he's just not free. You know, usually when I message him. So yeah, long story short, it's something that I wanted to do for a while, actually. It's been on my to-do list to try a 2.8, but obviously every season up until this one, either... Well, yeah, mostly it's just that the people in Last Minute Heroes, I've really enjoyed running with them, and so I usually run with them, but as it turns out, this is the first season where I've seen where no one else is free except, or no one wants to play except for myself and Seth. So yeah, here we are. So this is a good time for me to do it. To finally get around to trying this 2.8, and I can imagine the 2.8 will be a lot of fun. I've already talked to Seth about our plans for 2.8. Obviously, like, we're not experienced with 2.8 at all, and you know, we haven't really done like a shit ton of practice with it or anything like that. No, we're gonna kind of go into it with like a very we're kind of gonna go into it as like very green 2.8ers, I guess. Like, we don't we're going to be figuring out a number of things along the way. We already did a bit of a practice run yesterday to iron out some of like the really basic things that we should know. I think from Act 2, Act 3 onwards, it should be pretty smooth. And we're going to do some, I don't know, we're going to do it our way, and we're going to have fun with it. And the commentary is going to be between myself and Seth, and I'll actually have a chance to be able to talk with you guys while I play through the game on reset night, which will be pretty cool. So, ZZZ, I hope you do enjoy that, and I mean, that applies to the rest of you guys, but doubly so for ZZ, because he, I mean, you know, ZZ, you yourself said that you don't really like having like 8 people talking on stream at the same time. At the very least, I hope you're okay. Like, I mean, I hope that you enjoy that it's not going to be just me. It's going to be myself and Seth, if he's willing to talk while I'm on stream. I guess we'll see. But yeah, it's just going to be him and me. You know, like, mostly if I'm going to be having conversation, it's going to be mostly him and me, or me and you guys, I guess. So that's going to be something unusual. Something out of the ordinary compared to what I've done in the last 14 seasons of Slashdiablo. Yeah, so that's the plan. I know that was quite a lot longer than it needed to be, but that's kind of what I have in mind. Now, as for what I'm going to do this season, so... yeah, my goal is to actually see how high, and Zizi, you're going to enjoy this one, I think. I want to see how high a level I can get Seth's Amazon to by the end of the weekend. Because you guys know that I usually don't play all that much, if at all, beyond the reset weekend for any Slash reset. So I decided that, yeah, I might as well just be realistic for a change. I wanted to really... I mean, if I'm going to play for a weekend and try something like bizarre and unusual with this 2.8, I might as well kind of go all the way with it. I'm actually going to try and see, rather than play for like, you know, MF and trying to gear myself up early, which I'm still going to have to do, of course, we're going to try to see how high a level we can get our, well, Seth's Amazon to, and we're going to do it our way. And I have like some things that I've been theory crafting behind the scenes for the last like year, maybe like half a year. I don't know how long it's been. Hold on, let me check real quick. Let's see, give me a sec here. How long have I had this for? Okay, half a year. Okay, this one was half a year. Anyway, yeah, so I was doing some playtesting and some experimenting and some research on a few things, and I have a method that I want to try for leveling, and I'm going to showcase that tomorrow, when or if we make it into hell. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be something that I don't usually show on stream. It's not gonna be our usual like 8-man run, which is also really fun in seeing how long it takes for us to make it to hell. However, yeah, like doing our 2.8 will open up some things in hell as to what we can do over the ladder reset weekend, and the only 2 people that well, it's going to be myself and Seth, so that's going to be a lot of fun. So that's going to be the main idea behind our, you know, what we're going to be doing on reset night and the days that come after. Now, as for what I'm going to do while Seth isn't around, because, you know, maybe Seth will be asleep, and, you know, I might sleep. You know, I mean, I'm going to try to stream for, like, the usual 10 hours on the reset night, and then maybe I'll wake up earlier than he does. If I wake up earlier than he does, then probably what's going to end up happening is I'm actually going to try to play a Holy Bolt Paladin. It's going to be some kind of mix between Holy Bolt and FOH, I guess. I haven't worked out the exact details. I'm going to have to figure that out either tonight or as I go tomorrow. But again, I talked about this when I played the D2R. For those of you who don't remember, I played... Yeah, I guess I'm willing to talk about this now. Now that I think about it, I've already discussed this when I played D2R last time. When the first ladder reset occurred for D2R, they rolled out some changes to the Holy Bolt Paladin to make it so that the Holy Bolt actually, I think it pierces. Doesn't it pierce? I can't remember if it pierces. Anyway, I think it pierces, and it also affects demons, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, it is quite a bit stronger in D2R. But in D2, or the original D2, I wanted to use the Holy Bolt Paladin just by itself and see how far I can get with the Holy Bolt Paladin in its LOD incarnation. So that's kind of my plan for the season, or at least whenever Seth's not around for reset weekend. And I want to actually see what I can do with my Holy Bolt Pally. I've identified a few spots that I can farm, and I'll probably talk about it when the reset night occurs. But yeah, that's kind of what I want to do. It's gonna be interesting. Also, I said once again that it's gonna be Holy Bolt and FOH. If I had my way, I would go pure FOH. I'd go pure Holy Bolt. However, the FOH happens to be a synergy for Holy Bolt anyway, so I have to like max that. Yeah, and then after I max Holy Bolt and its two synergies for damage, I'll have like an additional like 40 plus points remaining, so I need to figure out where I'd want to sink those in. Now I can either max out Holy Shock so that I can boost maximize the damage of my FOH, or I can max out Conviction, which, you know, also helps FOH if I have that active as an aura, or maybe I might be able to use it as support. Upendle to 99. Yo, actually, though, holy. Yeah, I admit, though, like, one of the things that makes me kind of upset about Holy Bolt, like, true, yeah, I mean, fair enough that it only affects undead, like okay, whatever, right? But yeah, like, one of the things I was thinking about, yeah, one of the things I was thinking about today was actually, like, it's kind of a shame that you can't really use a Holy Bolt Paladin to beat the game. At least not Holy Bolt by itself. Like, you obviously need a second source of damage, whether it be by your Merc, or some other skill you use, or just, you know, raw attacks on monsters. But you can't clear, you know, because you can only affect undead. You can't, like, kill Andariel or Duriel or anybody else, which is unfortunate. It really is. Because that'd be pretty awesome if you could, like, you know, Holy Bolt your way through some of these bosses. I guess at level 30 you get access to Fist of Heavens. Like, okay, fine, but anyway. Alright, that's enough monologuing for me. That's more or less what I wanted to say. Hope that answers your guys' questions. I don't know if I've put you all to sleep now. I know Hom, Let's Just Win, and ZZ, you three were here. So yeah, that's basically kind of what I have in mind. If you guys have any questions, just let me know. Yeah, until then, I don't think I'm going to stream that long today. Like, I really just wanted to get the message out there. I don't really have all that much I want to do, to be honest. Like, I have my hammered in here, but I don't really feel like farming with them. I had my throw barb, but you guys have seen my throw barb already. Yeah, like what can I do? What can I actually do for the next little while? You know, like low-key, I was kind of tempted to play like something else for a change, but don't really have too much. Diablo Immoral. Oh, gee. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like I started up my stream and I just wanted to kind of like say the things I wanted to say, but I didn't actually think of what I was going to do after. Um, I've already cleaned out my characters. I need a good name for my upcoming Holy Bolter, though. So that's something I need to do tonight. Come up with a name. I'll write that down, actually. Okay. What is this character about? I don't even remember making this one. What is even on this character anymore? Full Trang? Yeah, I think one of my issues right now about playing the game is that I don't really... Something I realize about D2, I don't like to really farm without like a specific purpose. This is, I guess, a tangent. You know what? Maybe I'll play my Trapsin. I haven't played my Trapsin in ages. Let's give that one a spin. A really shitty Trapsin that I made like a long time ago. This is a bit of a throwback, actually. This is the first ever ladder reset character I made on Slashdiablo. This assassin right here. Is that right? Yes, that is correct. Yeah, this is my first ever character that I made. Shitty Trapsin equals has Enigma. I meant shitty isn't like look at this. Like even my inventory organization, like I put everything on the left side instead of the right side like I usually do. You know, usually like and you know, where's all the trap skillers? Like, why am I using like large charms of Vita? Oh man, this was years ago though. I think this was like 2016. This character is like 6 years old, man. And I still remember. I think this is the character that actually found a Griffin's. Like, I'm not kidding you. It was like truly beginner's luck. I remember Unique Diadem fell in Chaos Sanctuary from a Venom Lord, and I was like, Unique Diadem? Is that Griffin's Eye? Isn't that worth a lot or something? Yeah, I still remember that. Oh man, that was a while ago. Too much time in Lava Chat with the guys who never made Enigma after 20 years. Well, I mean, to be fair though, like the assassin herself isn't shitty. Like, I put enough time. Okay. I mean, even the Enigma, I didn't self-find the runes, okay? I traded, I think, my Griffins... Okay, so the Griffins, when I found it, it was, like, there was another Griffins that was identical to mine, that was later found and then sold for 13 ohms. For me, this Griffins that I found was kind of like a... Well, I don't have it anymore on this character, but... the Griffins that I found was basically... was my trophy item, and I didn't want to sell it. I don't want to sell it off to people, not even for 13 ohms. I could have like immediately gotten my Enigma, but I'm like, no, I'm gonna keep this Griffins. So that's what I did. I kept that Griffins. And then at the end of the season, I think I was desperate to like make my Enigma, and I was like, yeah, I've never made my own Enigma before, like, you know, self-traded, self-found the runes, except for by using like forum gold or whatever. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna sell my Griffs for Burr, or no, I think I had like a bunch of D keys because I was like non-stop farming Neelathak with this character, and then finally I was like, all right, I'm gonna sell my Griffins for like the remaining rune. I think it was Jaw or some shit like that. So yeah, then I went Jaw if Burr into this Mage Plate, and I think I even managed to get a hold of 15 ED Mage Plate, so that was good. Oh, I'm triggered! I triggered! Why did you bring up duped Burrs? Speaking of duped Burrs, isn't it around this time that the D2 LOD destruction ladder reset is supposed to take place? It's every 6 months, is it not? Diablo 2 Classic Ladder Reset. Okay, so last year it was December the 10th. Cool. Legacy Ladder Reset. Yeah, June 2022. June 15th was the last one. So, funny enough, BNet actually has its own ladder reset taking place. I don't know, that could be fun to get into. I don't know who's going to be playing on LOD even. It'd be pretty cool to like get on and be like one of the few people who are on that server. I don't know, maybe if I have nothing better to do, that's what I'll give a shot for shits and giggles. It'll be a private server where basically everything is like completely solo self-found. Anyway, cool. I'm gonna have some fun and just farm with this Trapsin while I chat with you guys and just recall some of the past things. I know I'm just farming blood more, but whatever. By the way, is the volume too loud? I just want to double check with you guys because for me, one of the things I wanted to do this stream was make sure that I have my my volume, like my audio levels just fine, because I don't ever usually adjust them. I just have my sound be super quiet, but then I played around with OBS Studio and I realized that there's ways to kind of like fix that. Oh wow, man, I forgot how much damage, or I forgot just how much damage the Trapsin can really do, because I never really run this character. So I also love how ID tome is on top on this character. Wow, I didn't even get all the waypoints. That's surprising. Okay.
The order welcomes you.
Anyway, this is an idea that I want to bring up probably again tomorrow, but you know, one of the things that I want to do, that I want to bring up like this weekend to other people from Slash. Like, I kind of want to have more of a discussion around it with people from chat before I formally go on Discord and actually ask Minsky or one of the others about it. One of the things I'm actually pretty curious about is I want to know if it's possible for them to implement like a solo self-found kind of ladder, because like, I don't know how much they like care about that kind of thing, but oh wow, I took a shit ton of damage. Yeah, like, I know that like in the past they've kind of talked about like, yeah, there's like a decline in the number of people who have been on Slash in the last little while. One of the things that I kind of wonder if it would pique people's interest is if they actually release like a solo self-found ladder. That'd be kind of cool to see, I think. Maybe that's just kind of my thoughts. Yeah, it was just a thought that occurred to me recently, since we were talking about it before on D2R. Hey, yo, who's this fella? Hey, yo! Hey, what's up, Seth? It's nice to see you. I see that you're on YouTube, and I'm here on Twitch. Ah, there you are. Good timing. The old switcheroo, yeah, no joke. Nice to see you. I was surprised to find you on YouTube first. Maybe you were watching YouTube though and then switched over to here. Yeah, I was telling people just earlier about how yeah, you and I are going to be like hitting it hard this season. Yeah, and I'm super hyped for it, and I hope you are too. I think you are, based on what you were saying before. And something I really wanted to say, no matter what happens, Seth, I do appreciate you being willing to run this 2-8 with me, because if you weren't available, I'd actually be all alone this season. Like, there wouldn't be anybody else that I'd have to play with on Slash. Like, I'd probably do something solo. which, you know, I've done before, but usually it's by choice, and later on down the line I'll maybe like make trades with people, but yeah, this time around it's like super quiet, so yeah, kudos to you for joining. And I know we were talking about how, you know, you said that things might be a bit slow, but I don't really care much for that. No matter what happens, I'm just looking forward to having a good time with you, buddy. So yeah. Yeah, no matter what happens, we'll figure things out together, and, you know, we'll see how far we get. If we make it to the end, then great, and if not, then, well, shit. Wouldn't miss it for anything. Yo, man, I appreciate that. I really do. Yeah, so how are you doing, man? I'm glad to see that you're on. Yeah, I hope things are going well with you. I'm not going to be streaming for all that long. I really just wanted to kind of like tell people or spread the word that, you know, it's going to be, you know, what we're doing tomorrow, and that, you know, the ladder reset's taking place. So just look out for the stream. You guys know when it's going to be. Like, this is D2, or sorry, Slashdiablo ladder resets are like the one time I'm pretty consistent for the most part. But doing good, just getting ready for bed. Okay, good timing then. I did want to get this stream up and going before you went to bed. I actually wanted to get the stream going a lot sooner, but I wasn't able to, unfortunately. You're going to be up early for school? Fair enough. Feel free to take a nap tomorrow before we get started as well. Try not to sleep in if possible, if you end up doing that. Because I know we know some people who have done that. Our reset runs, so it's always lovely when we find out that a person's missing. Not just like because they're like asleep necessarily, but sometimes it's like, oh, they're running like later from work than they expected or whatever, right? You know, shit happens. So, I'm just thinking, what else? Yeah, I don't know. Some interesting things I wanted to discuss. Obviously, the player count on Slash has gone way down ever since B2, and then even way more so when D2R finally got released. But I noticed that there's been a number of new faces lately on Slash, which is actually kind of exciting. Like, they seem like pretty chill people. Like, you know, some of the past people that I've seen who pop on the server are, you know, interesting folks, and not in a good way, but, you know, I've had some discussions with some of the people from Discord, and, you know, people I've never really seen before, and they seem pretty chill. I'm actually really looking forward to, you know, chatting with them, because, yeah, like, even on the Slashdiablo subreddit, you know, there's, like, some guy who is basically like, yeah, why would I play this over D2R? And, you know, that's not a question you get very often. Or, like, I saw another guy on the Slash Discord who was like, oh, this is my first time that I'm going to be playing... I'm actually having a lot of fun with this trap sim. Yeah, he was basically saying, yo, this is my first time that I'm going to be playing D2. Not just, like, D2R or Slash, but, like, just the first time I played the game. Which blew my mind. I'm like, there's people who are getting into the game? I mean, that's fucking awesome. Slash is for the homies, D2R is for the nerds, yo, I feel that. Yeah. Ah, gee. Was it, you know, Slash rules D2R drools or something like that? Anyway, yeah. I feel that. I mean, I have that sentiment. Like, deep down inside, I have that sentiment, but I also try to be respectful of the people who have chosen D2R over Slash, because, you know, D2R... Yeah, there's a number of reasons why people prefer D2R, and all of them are perfectly... Well, I want to say perfectly reasonable. It's, you know, it's a questionable choice of words, but... No, some people... Well, okay, obviously there's... how do I put this? So obviously, there's some people who prefer the graphics, in quotes, better graphics, whatever. Some people prefer that, you know, some builds are more viable. Some people prefer some of the quality of life that D2R has provided. Like, yeah, I know we got like map hack and we have loot filter, like whatever, right? But you know, D2R has its own fair share of things that people really enjoy, like auto gold pickup and shit like that. So you know what? All the power to others if they enjoy it. Anyway, but the point is, I also know that some people have like like in Grief's case, I don't think he can play because like playing like the OG game, there's like, you know, he just can't, like his wrist I think is messed up. So he can play on D2R because it actually has controller support. Yeah, from my understanding at least. So yeah, kind of a shame. I really enjoy Grief's company. But yeah, like that's one of those cases where it's like he wants to play, but he kind of can't because of the like a health-related issue. So that's unfortunate. Anyway, do we know if D2R will allow private servers? Oh wait a second, what am I doing? I have Enigma. I can just teleport over. Yeah, so will D2R allow private servers? As far as I know, no, at least not officially. Like, some people I think have managed to, you know, have come up with ways to, like, implement their own rules for playing the game somehow. I don't know the specifics for that. But, apparently, like, they're not, like, supporting private servers, and I don't know if, like, so far there haven't been any private servers that have come out for D2R, at least not as far as I know. If one theoretically were to come out, right, I don't know if Blizzard would, you know, ignore it. I don't know if they would support it. Probably not. I don't know if they would... Yeah, I don't know if they would, like, support it, ignore it, or they would actually, like, try to get it to shut down. You know, like in World of Warcraft, you know, people have done these private servers before, and then they opted to take it down in that case. This could very well be one of those cases where they choose to take it down. So that's not something I would know, I'm afraid, Seth. And I think Hom or ZZZ would know a lot more about that. So if they want to chime in, they're more than welcome to. But otherwise, yeah, as far as I know, it hasn't been mentioned. I'm going to actually take a look. Maybe I can find something real quick. Private server Diablo 2 resurrected. Private servers are a big problem, is one of the posts I see. Alright, let's see here. I also see that there is a video for top 5 Diablo 2 private servers to play. Is there any private server for Diablo 2 Resurrected? Let's see. Been following for a while, I haven't found any. So somebody actually asked about a private server for D2R, but they didn't get any responses. Anyway. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. Alright, I'm going to probably play for another 15 minutes, and then I'm going to call it. It's going to be a very short stream today. I mean, I've said what I wanted to, did my usual spiel of, you know, what I plan to do for the reset, and tomorrow you guys are just going to wait and see what I have in store for you guys, as per the usual. So I'm pretty excited for it. Like I've said a few times, and I hope you guys are too. And shout out to Seth for, you know, being willing to do this with me. So yeah, kudos to you, Seth. You know what, just for old time's sake, you're here, so let's have a little bit of fun, Seth. I'm gonna actually play my Poison Necro and get a couple of good runs of Chaos in for shits and giggles. It goes pretty smooth, but again, no promises. Hey, like I said before, I mean, I'll say what I said like 10 minutes ago now. Hell yeah, I figured you would enjoy this, so let's do this. Like, again, like, I have my, like, I'm on this account. I have my Hammered in, but I don't really feel like playing my Hammered in, and I don't really feel like playing my Throwbarb either. And the thing with D2 is, like, I generally like having a specific goal to farm towards. So I don't really have a reason to play D2 specifically right now. In fact, low-key, it's like, I'm even kind of tempted to play, like, Dota, even. Yeah, I'm actually kind of tempted to play some Dota, but, Yeah, nah. That's a lot of Paladin. That's my Paladin account, actually. Fun. That's not a coincidence. That is... Every season that I made a Paladin, I put it on that account, because usually if I'm making a Paladin, it's my Conviction bitch. And yeah, the season was no exception. At least during the reset run, I was playing Conviction Pally, right? For the Sork and the Assassin, or whoever we had for DPS. Yeah. A super rare Dota stream? Well, I mean... I meant Dota 2 stream, but I don't really feel like getting judged. Because here's the thing, okay? Normally, I'm totally okay with playing Dota, and, you know, I do my thing, and, you know, all's good in the hood, but right now, like, I've actually been revisiting Dota 2 the last little while, and to tell you the truth, I'm like... It's not just that I'm rusty with the game, but so much has changed since I last played. Like, they added things like neutral items, and I don't even remember to get neutral items all the time. I'm getting better at it, but I'm like, right now I'm actually playing off of memory, or like off of, like, you know, intuition. There you go. Yeah, I'm playing mostly off of intuition. Intuition in the sense that, you know, I just go on, or I, you know, go into a game, and then I play in ways that make the most sense to me. I play as if, you know, I were back like 5-6 years ago, when the game was still on like 6.88, but obviously the game has changed a lot since 6.88, with things like talent trees, with new neutral items, with the way the map is designed, the way the, you know, what timings the runes spawn, the fact that sometimes runes can like, or like bounty runes can triple spawn. There's like, and like even the individual character or heroes in the game, there's like things that they do that I didn't even know that they can do. I went up against the Kunkka today, and previously he used to be able to put down one torrent somewhere, but then for some reason he was able to like summon like 6 torrents all around him as if he were like Tide Hunter or some shit, and it was wild. Anyway, so yeah, point is, I don't know, like, I am tempted to do a Dota stream, but I don't really feel happy with the kind of shitty gameplay that I'd be showcasing. Now, hypothetically, I could do, like, a Warcraft 3 stream, like Dota 1 stream, but, or I could even do... Okay, so a couple of options here. So I could actually do a Warcraft 3 like Dota 1 stream, but I don't even think I have Warcraft 3 installed anymore. So I'd have to like go and reinstall it, which I don't really feel like doing right this second. And then the other thing too is there's I joined a Discord server where there's people who run 6.84, which is like, you know, old Dota, like what I used to play way back then. But the problem with like that private server is that there's just not enough people. Try to stay away from them. Okay, great. So yeah, there's just not enough people on that private server, or well, in that Discord group. Like if I were to play right now, I don't think I could find a game. Simple as that. If there were more people and if they kept better track of stats, I probably would be more inclined to play, but they don't. Because, yeah, I'd love to play, okay, that's good enough for me. I'm gonna stop the run here before Diablo kills my Iron Golem. But yeah, if there were more people, if there were more people so that I could actually play when I felt like playing, or, like, they kept better track of stats, like, yeah, they tracked win-loss ratio, but I was, like, looking more about, like, I'd like to know my win rate with a specific hero, for example, or like I'd like there to be some kind of like ranking system, like Elo or whatever. Like in a way, it's kind of a blessing because then that means that you don't have as much to worry about. But still, wow, that is a lot of items that just dropped. Anyway, by the way, Seth, is the volume okay? That was another thing I was trying to check out with this stream too. Unique ring. Let's go grab that. Nature's Peace, Dwarf Star. So yeah, I'll do that. In-game is a bit loud compared to the mic? Really? Okay, well that's interesting. Let's scale it down a little bit. Okay, let me know if it's any better now. Can you hear the music also in the background? I want to make sure that the music is available too. But playing around with the volume for everything is a little kind of interesting. You can hear the music. Okay, cool. That's good. That's very good. Yeah, because I actually want to have a playlist going. I have some. Yeah, I actually want to like make my own playlist and actually listen to it this time around for this reset. Normally I'd be playing like Fat Rad or just random like quotes gaming music, but today I kind of want to like, or well, yeah, like I'm feeling kind of like inspired. I haven't done this lately. I kind of want to sit down and actually make my own playlist and listen to it while we kind of farm hell over and over again. Gotta be something to do at least. I'm gonna be listening to you and the Amity Affliction. Well, what the heck's Amity Affliction? Metalcore band. Oh shit, yeah, I've never heard of that one. Wait, my Nova not go off? I guess it didn't. Yeah, cool. Okay, cool. Yeah, not really doing full clears, but I feel like this is already pretty good, you know, like 90% clear for like a minute 15 run. Yeah. I think my record for doing one of these is like 106 or something like that. Keep in mind, this is also without the HD thing either. Hey, speaking of HD, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna take this time to actually do my rounds. I haven't actually done like pits in a while. Yeah, let's see if we can have some fun with that. Probably my favorite brand now, and yeah, I just never full clear and just hope I don't miss out. Yeah, no, fair enough. I do full clears, and that's usually because like I'm like trying to chart down my drops, right? Because like normally each season I'm like trying to farm like 1,000 of a specific area, as I'm sure you recall. And whenever I do my like 1,000 of a specific area, yeah, like normally when I farm like 1,000 of a specific area, I like to do a full clear. Like I don't want it to be a very like subjective meaning. I want it to really mean that yeah, I killed every single monster in the area that I visited. Sometimes I'll even double back just to confirm that, right? So yeah, that shit's always fun. Obviously, 1,000 runs of something isn't enough to like prove one area is being good or not, right? But I mean, it's just something fun. It kind of gives you a bit of a decent idea if an area is like good or whatever. A fun fact: I never had a purple box or rare item drop from pits. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay, let me actually show you something. I'll take you on a trip down memory lane, because you're one of the people who have been here ever since like the very beginning. Like I think when I first started this stream, like my first ever character on a reset was that Trapson that I was showcasing, and yeah, you were even there for that, I believe. I think the best thing I've ever found was a Sork Light Skiller. Well, probably don't farm pits enough. Like by the law of averages, we should eventually get something from pits one day, right? But like, okay. So regarding rare item drops, I have found 16% Death's Fathom with my Singer Barb from pits. That is, as far as I know, the only orange box that I have ever found in pits. I know I definitely have not found Death's Web there. I found Griff's Eye, actually. I found Griff's eye in pits on single player on my hero editor Singer. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I don't know if I count that though. That's kind of a weird one, you know? Like, it's not like a real drop. Like, I was demoing the character and I was like playtesting it for my actual Singer Barb. Very unlucky. Well, you're just lucky in pits, I guess, and I kind of feel like I am too. It still dropped, true. I mean, I guess that counts, but okay, but it still dropped without cheats. No, the Griffin's Eye that dropped in twice, by the way. I got 2 Griffin's Eye drops in the pits, but they were both on my hero editor Singer Barbarian. Let me actually go see if I can find it real quick. I think I still have it. So give me 2 seconds, and then I'll pull it up for you so that y'all can see what I'm talking about. Which character was it? I think it was this one. Yeah, I kept it as a trophy. Both of them. Yeah, look at this shit, dude. Like, I actually kept the character. Like, look at this stash, okay? This is my single-player Warcry Barb, right? A single-player Warcry Barb, and you can see that I, stuffed onto him, like, just a bunch of equipment, and everything's perfect, obviously. Anyway, in his stash, I keep the 2 Griffin's Eyes I found on single player. I mean, without like MF buff cheats or anything that buff item drops. You're right. I mean, I keep this in mind though. True, I rolled into a Griffin's Eye, but these Griffin's Eyes are completely worthless to me. They're worthless. I used Hero Editor to make this character to try to like experiment with it, and I can never I burned my luck on finding these Griffin's Eye on a character who I don't even really use. Like, I'm doing literally nothing with them. Like, he has an indestructible spirit. Like, what the fuck? Sorry, he has a spirit in an indestructible broadsword. You know, like, that's how illegal the items on this character are. Anyway, my point is, I don't count it because it's not like, okay, fine, I see what you mean. Yeah, it's like you've never rolled the item at all. But, like, I rolled it in a way which I simply can't really use it for anything. I didn't roll it on Slash, which is where it would have been most ideal, and I certainly didn't roll it on like a legit single-player character. So this is a worthless item in my eyes. Can I see SSF McRob? Yeah, sure, absolutely. Just before you don't have an indestructible broadsword, it's just a skill diff. Yes, indestructible broadsword, dude. Yep, they're totally legal. Totally legit. This, yeah, man, makes perfect sense. Before I showcase that SSF McRob, though, there is one other thing I wanted to, because we were talking about this earlier. Yeah, on the topic of pits, like, look at this. Look at this Necro, my dudes. Like, D2, or D2-Death's Web. You know, okay, this D-Web, did I find this D-Web? Or did I thought I sold D-Web to... Oh, fuck, I can't remember. I think I might have sold D-Web to, what's his name, Enjoy, a long time ago. Anyway, whatever. That's off topic. Point is, with this character, this was my first iteration of a Poison Necro. I played Poison Necro 2 seasons in a row. People who have been around on this channel would know this, because like if they've been here since the very beginning, like 2016, that was many years ago. They know that I opened up with my Poison Necro, like this Poison Necro. This was the version 1, and then this one was version 2. And version 2 was infinitely more successful than version 1. Because version 1, I basically spammed pits over and over and over again, and I got jack shit, okay? I got nothing. It was terrible. Like, I would... Yeah, no, seriously, like, I didn't find a single high rune in all the time that I farmed the pits with this Poison Necro. I think maybe I found like one high rune, and it was like an Ohm finally after like a couple hundred runs. Like, look at this guy. I'm not making this shit up either. Like, you can't really check his armory character page because, you know, that only came out much later. but he's level 94, so that should give you some kind of idea as to how much I actually played with this character. And yes, at some point I rotated over into Chaos, but I spent a pretty massive amount of time in Pits, and I found nothing. And then I vowed to myself I would never farm Pits again, because I didn't find any orange boxes, I didn't find any purple boxes, except for like Ohm or some shit like that. And then finally, when I went back to old reliable Chaos Sanctuary, that's where I really started to rack up wealth, and that's the season where I found my first ever Death's Web. First and only Death's Web. So there you go. That's I just had to share that. Anyway, yeah, you want to take a look at the SSF McRob. Let's just win. I will fetch that for you. Just give me 2 moments. I'm going on a tour here, memory lane. Alright, here he is. D2-Robingrave. Robingrave. That's the guy. And the SSF McRob, I believe, right? SSF McRob. Do you plan to end at level 94, or is that just a super common accident? Well, I mean, to put it bluntly, yeah, it's just... I never... Okay, that's a very good question, actually, and I'm going to address that after I talk about my SSF McRob. So, Let's Just Win wants to see the SSF McRob, so, I mean... You know, honestly, this is what I should have opened up with at the beginning of this stream, because this is the character I played for this season. So, as you guys know, my SSF McRob, well, these are his stats, and these are his skills. He has, you know, one... Okay, let's start off with this one. So he's got, you know, 1 point in all of the 1-point wonders. He's got max throwing mastery because he's a throw barb. He's got double swing and double throw. Obviously, double swing is a synergy for double throw. For damage, and maxing out double throw itself gives me a boatload of attack rating. And then the rest of these points that I have, because he's very low level, if he were level 83 I could max out battle orders, but right now I can't. So this is what my SSF McRob looks like, and then most of the points have gone into a mix between strength and dex, because I obviously need enough dex to wear my my high level, or well, high dex requirement javelins, right? And the Cruel Winged Knife of Carnage, this is still one of my crowning achievements, and I'm going to go over this character one more time at the end of my stream, just to kind of wrap up kind of how this season went. But anyway, just to kind of recap though, so double throw does like 1,000 to like 1,800 damage. That's not factoring in potential deadly strike or critical strike on my throwing mastery. Yeah, and then the rest of my gear, well, yeah, on Switch I have like 3 Warcries sticks that I use to buff myself on battle orders. Yeah, I have, well, where do I even start on my equipment? I have these crazy Ghost Glaives, I have Cruel Winged Knife of Carnage, like I said before. Boots are 40 faster run walk, 32 cold res. Armor is 400 attack rating, so 4p diamonded ancient jeweler's ancient armor. Glyph shell. Yeah, deadly strike, life stolen per hit. That's all I really needed on this guy. I just needed a source of like a good source of deadly strike. This is all I can really get since I don't have access to G-Face. My amulet. Now this was a pretty interesting one. Obviously, crafted. I think it's Blood Amulet, gives faster run walk, along with life stolen per hit and life. Those are, I think those are like fixed modifiers. So yeah, obviously the 10% faster run walk, that's the only other place I can get faster run walk, along with it providing life stolen per hit and 47 to life. All very useful modifiers, and a bit of extra AR and max damage never hurts. Gloves, again, just knockback, life stolen per hit, MF, and cold res, along with chance to cast Frost Nova when struck, but that's not really what I'm relying on. Belt is a pile of trash. It's a strength belt meant for me to toggle on in case I need to shop for javelins. That's actually where I spent most of my time trying to like gear up my character this season, I think. I think this Ghost Glaive, though, I picked it up off of Eldritch, and then I imbued it at Charcy. So that's how I got this Ghost Glaive, and this is why, well, yeah, this is my main weapon, I guess. Everything else was either crafted or shop. This one's obviously shop. This one's crafted. Seriously, every time I picked up a Ghost Glaive, I just had to like keep it in stash. Yeah, don't worry about that. This belt, again, this has open wounds, life, strength, FHR, all garbage overall, but and I can't even upgrade it, and it's a 3-row belt. But again, that was like one of my only real good crafted belts because I didn't find enough resources to craft it. Anyway, yeah, and that's basically my character's equipment. And then the rest of the things in my inventory: 6 MF small charm, 7 cold res small charm, and 7 fast run walk grand charm. Basically just things that I found along the way. SSF McRob. And then now, if you want to see what the run looks like... Oh yeah, right, I also have to do this like weird bug thing where I have to like take off the... I have to take off the... Oh, and then my merc got owned there. He's like, they're all fanatic. So I can't... Well, yeah, my merc didn't survive that. D2D2 the king. Hey, I'm no king, my dude. I am not a king. I'm just a guy who wants to try out cool new shit and show you guys some cool new things. And I'll talk more about that in just a couple moments for those who didn't catch the memo, because I talked about that at the start of the stream, and you know, it's overall this is just a pretty chill stream. Like, I'm not... Oh, there you go. There's the Midora. There you go. Look at that damage. Yeah, once Midora is procced on my merc, then there's a good source of damage. But I obviously run out of quantity very quickly, and then once I run out of quantity, then I have to switch. I need 3 sets of javelins for my 1 set of wing knives. That's how wild it is. 76% chance. Actually, Caleb, I already told people here what I plan to do for the reset, and I'll fill you in just a couple moments. But yeah, I just wanted to answer the question from Let's Just Win, who was asking about the SSF McRob, and then from Seth, who wanted to ask me about my level 94s. Apologies. Oh, yeah, no apologies. I mean, you came in when you were able to, and I totally get that. The reason I was saying I'm going to go over it again is because that might be where I'll wrap up, actually. Yeah, because I wasn't planning on doing like a particularly long stream. I just wanted to kind of like spread the word and let those of you guys know who, you know, were keeping your eyes peeled from my stream that I will be here tomorrow, as with most Slashdiablo, well, as with every Slashdiablo ladder reset that has taken place up until now. So yeah, I intend to keep the ball rolling on that. Having said that, I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep doing this for, and I'll talk more about that in a bit as well. Okay. Yada yada yada. So Seth, hope that answers your question though. Let's just let me know if there's anything I missed that you would want to take a look at. Monka S, don't talk about that. No, talk about that now before bed. Ha! Well, I mean, you knew it was coming sooner or later. All right. Anyway, let's go back through this. So Seth was saying, do you plan to end at level 94? Is that just a super common accident? So it's a little bit of both, actually. At first I was going to say no, that's not intentional, but as it turns out, there is actually it's a bit of a coincidence, but there's also a bit of a reason behind it as well. So what do I mean by this? Well, so these characters, right? These 5 characters, this Singer Barb doesn't count because I technically ended them at 93. These 5 characters, I ran them in locations where I could... Okay. These characters were characters that I played enough that they actually naturally reached level 94 before I stopped playing them. I also picked places for them where I could level them up to 94. Very smoothly, right? Like, for example, like this Amazon, I didn't play her as much, and I spent a lot of time with her in Countess, in Trav, just not places that are typically very good for leveling. I had this yeah, with the bear druid, I ran 1,000 runs of Mausoleum. I spent as much time that season as I did with my other characters. However, Mausoleum is just obviously not a very dense area for mobs, so I didn't get as much XP as I would have in, say, like Chaos Sanctuary or even Pits, which is where I farmed with my Amazon, or my Boazon, I mean. MMA didn't play as much. Yeah, mostly just didn't play as much. He-Man didn't play as much and was Trav. You get the idea, right? Do you know if... Hey, Quester, it's nice to see you. Long time no see, man. Have we added a South America GS? Apparently not. Shit. New York, Chicago... South America. I'm like looking at this, and based on what I see here, the answer to that is no. Yeah, I'm afraid not. Sorry to say, Quester. The closest thing would probably be one of the North America GSs, but I mean my geography is garbage, so I don't know which one would be closest to you. Looks like no. Yeah, they haven't added GSs for a while, and I mean I think part of the reason is like why. Yeah, I'm so sorry, dude. But part of the reason is like I guess why would they? Like no one. There's not as many people playing anymore. I don't know. Yeah, okay. Let's not all go doom and gloom just yet. Let's take a step back. I'm gonna answer in the following order. Okay, so I'm gonna answer Seth first, or finish answering Seth. Then I'm gonna answer Mr. J, who was asking about what is Slashdiablo, and then I'm gonna go through the comments in order. So. Pretty excited that you guys are all here, by the way, because yeah, it's nice to have people to chat with while I do this. Otherwise, it gets a little boring just farming by myself and talking to myself. Anyways, so yeah, thanks everyone. All right, so yeah, what I was saying earlier is that it's kind of a coincidence that all these characters, I just happen to either play them enough to reach level 94, and also I picked areas for them to farm with that reached level 94. This character is my favorite character, as I think I've said multiple times before, and only he deserves to be level 95. Yeah, so I have tried to make sure that none of my other characters have reached that. Like, look at this. I could totally level D2D2-Blitz up to 95 if I wanted to, but I chose not to. The reason being that then she would be on the same level as D2D2-Death, which is my trophy character. So I deliberately kept her at 94, even though I could have actually leveled her up to 95. That one was actually a choice. Try to get you to 99 someday, well, for like free ladder fun. No, like I could. That's definitely one of the things that I've put on my like things that like my D2 bucket list. That's definitely something I could do. I just chose not to do it because it's quite a grind, and although it's kind of interesting, like I don't know if I'd want to do 3,000 to 4,000 bail runs. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I see it. Okay, Mr. J was asking what is Slashdiablo. Are you still around, Mr. J? Hope you are. Let me know if you are. But just to kind of fill you in, Slashdiablo is a bot-free, dupe-free, forum gold-free private server that runs a close to vanilla version of the game. Vanilla being D2 LOD version 1.13. So what this means is that you know how D2R has like Sunder Charms, and they've like reworked a lot of the build since it got launched compared to what it was like 20 years ago or like 10 years ago or whatever. Well, Slashdiablo doesn't have this. All the characters are in their original incarnations from like before D2R got launched. And they've been it's been that way for many years, and yeah, that's basically the premise here. You don't, and it's not D2R either. So you don't need to own a copy of D2R as long as you have a copy of the game. Not even a copy of the game. You could actually run like even you could sail the seven seas and find D2 somewhere, and then if you adjust your settings, you could connect to this private server, and it's totally like doable, right? So, yeah, I've had some people who ask, yeah, why they would play on this private server, and yeah, you know, some of, well, I mean, I've just listed a few of the reasons, right? Like bot free, dupe free, forum gold free is already very nice. Regular ladder resets consistently every 4 months. Like, yeah, I mean, obviously POD and PD2 are also private servers, but POD doesn't even regularly do any ladder resets as far as I know, which is one thing that Slash has up on them. Seriously, I've been looking forward to a POD reset actually. Like, I know I always talk shit about POD, but because like there's, I don't know, I kind of wanted to see, well, no, my itch for POD has kind of died down. I was actually kind of curious to try to like hop back on board, but anyway. How many are playing it more or less? Way fewer, of course. Like, I'll just be straight up honest. I will say though, a couple things here. Okay, so right now there's 29 users in 7 games, but what you got to keep in mind is that it's the end of the ladder, okay? Tomorrow literally is the ladder, or tomorrow is literally the ladder reset. So there's not going to be that many people playing tonight. The vast majority of people who want to play are going to save their energy for when the ladder resets tomorrow. Okay, that's just how it is. So tomorrow is going to be where it's going to be at its peak. I would say that there might be maybe like somewhere between 50 to 100 people who actually play. And you might think that that's not like a really big number. Well, I mean, honestly, it's not. Like, there were a lot more a couple years ago before D2R and PD2 came out. But having said that, the very few people, like the few people that you'll find here are pretty like committed and dedicated to the game. You know, like even if you don't have like hundreds of people playing, there's things here that allow you to be self-sufficient, like map pack and multi-boxing. Other people on the private server are incredibly helpful, and will, you know, if you ask around in chat, they'll be happy to point you as to where you need to go and hook you up with gear if you need it, or advice or assistance, whatever. So yeah, there's plenty of. So yeah, that's Slash in a nutshell. I can list out so many reasons why Slash is just a better experience than D2R. Now, some people aren't going to agree with all of them, but so bot free, dupe free, forum gold free are the 3 which I'd say are pretty safe. Like, okay, these are like, I mean, for most people, they're objectively good things, right? Map hack and multi-boxing are a thing too. So yeah, you can see exactly where you want to go. Multi-boxing, you can have multiple windows of the game open at once, so you know it helps you for like self-muling, self-rushing. If you want to do kind of like weird shit like running 4 summoning druids like I did, like those are all available options to you. Then there's a no drop 0, so the drop rates are a bit more generous. There's a global chat channel and a global trade channel. Well, okay, the trade channel is mostly unused, but there's a global chat channel, so you can connect with other people in game. Let's see, what other advantages are there, right? Shit, I'm drawing to a blank. I know that there's more, but bloody hell. Okay, well, I'm going to play a vanilla WoW, okay, a peace server called Everlook that goes live here the 11th, no time for D2. Hey, fair enough, man. I respect that. Yeah, I mean, some people, yeah, for some people this is the case. Like, I know somebody mentioned something about, like, oh, PoE, there's an event coming up, so they're just going to play non-ladder recently. But hope that answers your question. Best reason to play Slash D2D2 plays are, oh, come on, man. You're buttering me up here. I appreciate that, truly. It brings us, you can't see it, but it brings a smile to my face. However, that's just not true. I think that there's a lot of very wonderful people on this server. Not everybody, of course. However, there are plenty of people on this server who are also amazing individuals. Be like LeBron, obviously, shout out to him. Fatty 180 is another really good one. And I mean, there's like, I don't even know where I'd begin beyond that. Like, there's etc, etc, etc. Oh my goodness, yo, there's so many people actually showing up today. Okay, so keep in mind, guys, I don't know how many of you guys are planning to hang out well, how long you guys were planning to hang out for, but I just want to say this real quick. I did my stream today because I wanted to let you guys know that Slashdiablo ladder resets tomorrow. I will be streaming it as per the usual. I'll be here the whole weekend if you guys want to hang out. I would appreciate you guys' company as always. And we have something good planned, which will lead us into the next question of what I'm going to be doing. I think that was Caliph's question. Caliph, are you around? Are you still dying to know what we plan to do? Brandy Hoff was also asking, what are your thoughts on Diablo 4? I don't really have much of an opinion on it. Okay, Caliph is still here. Okay, cool. Glad to hear it. Brandy, though, was asking, what are my thoughts on Diablo 4? Welcome aboard, Brandy. Hope you're having a great day. So, Diablo 4, what can I say about it? Well, I don't really have much of an opinion on Diablo 4 because I haven't really seen any of the recent news for it. But what I will say, though, is that from the very few bits and things that I saw when it first got announced, I think last year or the year before, I felt like they were going in the right direction. Personally, I'm kind of excited for it. I know some people are going to naysay Diablo 4, but frankly, I don't give a fuck. For me, Diablo 4 is going to be a nice, is going to be an opportunity for me to play with other people, get to meet new people, spend time with people that I already know who aren't willing to play D2 but might be willing to get into Diablo 4 because it offers a new experience that I feel like others who I know and who in the past might have been Diablo fans, they're going to be interested in getting in on this because, well, yeah, it's, from what I know, it's open world and there's going to be different kinds of it's not going to be like Diablo 2-esque where it's just farming the game over and over again. There's going to be different instances and other weird shit, and I don't know. Again, from what I've seen of it, graphics wise, the gameplay, I just feel like they've taken the best parts of Diablo 2 and Diablo 3, or they've taken a look at Diablo 2 and Diablo 3 and they're trying to take the best of both worlds in a way, which I feel like is kind of the way to go. I actually really like that. At least based from what I have seen, okay? Yeah. Again, this is just a preliminary opinion. I don't know, and not everyone's going to agree with me on this, which is totally fine. But frankly, I want the Diablo 2 system of putting skill points into your abilities and making them feel stronger. But the fact that they have ways to allow you to imbue your abilities with certain other properties, or they have a different rune system. Well, they kind of brought back runes and socketing. Things like that, and along with the MF system from Diablo 2, or at least it seems that way, while trying to make the game a bit more fast-paced like Diablo 3. I don't know, I'm all for it. I'm excited for it, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they have cooked up. Having said that, do I think the game's going to be great? Probably not. But do I care? No. I just want something familiar but different in a way. You know what I mean? So those are my thoughts on Diablo 4. Hope that answers your question, Mr. Hoff. Mr. J was saying, I hope D4 will be good, but I'm sure it'll be shit like D3. Okay, well, my hopes and expectations are low too. All I'm hoping for is that I'll have something that I could, that I could actually just play. I want something new that I'm looking forward to, and that kind of excites me, and that could be a lot of fun. So, Activision, we all know how it will end, sadly. Hey, honestly, I agree with you. I wholeheartedly agree with you, Mr. J. But who knows? Maybe we can get a few good days in, or a few good weeks in. Kind of like when D2R came out. I had a few good weeks of my own when the game first launched. I knew that at some point, it was already a tire fire on release, but it still gave me a good amount of joy. Even though I still have my misgivings about Diablo 4. Or Diablo 2 Resurrected. Agree for sure. Glad we are on the same page here. Okay, cool. Moving along. So let's talk to Caliph and Arnamic. Because, yeah, I've kind of gone through some of these messages. I'm so looking forward to Reset. It'll be nice to do these runs while I can chat with you guys. Although it's going to be difficult kind of trying to multitask, running 4 boxes. Well, I'm going to talk about that in a second. 4 boxes at the same time I talk with you guys. That's going to be quite the challenge. Anyway, Caliph. So, okay, Arnamic was saying excited for some Slash Reset weekend fun. Hell yeah, dude. Always. Very excited. I'm extra excited this one. Yeah, I guess I'd already answered this question. I've said a few times already that I'm quite excited for it. However, one of the things that makes me particularly excited is that I'm going to be running a 2.8 for the first and possibly only time since I've started on Slash. I've never done this before. It's been on my D2 bucket list for a while, but I can finally kind of cross it off. So I'm really looking forward to this one for sure, and I'm hoping that you guys will be too. I'm hoping that you guys will be too, because this is not something that you've seen in any previous, ladder reset stream that I've done. I've done a 1.4 before, and I've certainly played with like a group of, my last minute heroes reset team. But this is the first time where it's just going to be me and Seth taking on the world with our 4 boxes each. So, yeah, that's the plan. Okay, listening D2D2 the king. Oh man, I'm touched that you think so highly of me, though. Or at least it seems that way. Absolutely most fun reset weekends. Yeah, for sure. Any hints on class, not build for your reset? I'm actually going to go over both. I would be more than happy to fill you in. But I'm going to give you a chance to guess first, okay? I'm going to give you a chance to guess. Think of a class in your mind. I'll give you a minute, and then I'll tell you what class I'm going to play, and then you can guess the build, and then I'll tell you what build I'll play. Alright, I think it's more fun this way. Apologies, came in a bit late. Just got here myself, just got home from work. I see. Alright, well, welcome home, Arnamic. Okay, so the character class I'm going to play is going to be a Paladin. At least that's the one I'm going to main. On reset night, I'm going to play a Sork. So that's going to be fun for you guys to watch too. I'm going to be maining a Sork on reset night just for getting through the game, okay? One of us needs to teleport, and the other one needs to do DPS. So Seth is going to be playing Assassin for early game DPS, and I'm going to be playing Sork just to get through the game. I am not going to main that Sork. I want to main my Paladin, and Seth wants to main his Zon, and I'll talk more about what we're going to do later on. Now you can guess the build, and then I'll be more than happy to fill you in on the build as well, although maybe the fact that I've said that it's going to be Paladin and Zon might kind of give you a hint as to what we have in mind. Alright, blah, 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 blah. Okay, Arnamic was saying, in fairness, Slash is kind of dying off slowly. Alright, now it's a very interesting statement. In terms of player count, yes, I agree. Like, there's not nearly as many people who are playing on Slashdiablo as compared to, yeah, there's not nearly as many people who are playing on Slashdiablo as compared to, like, 5 years ago. Or even at the beginning of the pandemic, when there were like, everything like had a bunch of lockdowns and no one really had anywhere else to go or anything to do. That reset weekend, we had, I believe it was 600 people, I think bordering 700 even, or some shit like that. And that was the most I've seen. Right nowadays, when the ladder resets, we'd be lucky to even reach like 100, 50 to 100. However, having said that, people have brought this up on the Discord that, yeah, Slash might be going down pretty soon because there's not that many people. And what Minsky said, and this is, anyway, yeah, what Minsky said was that Slash will live on. Like, he intends to keep Slash going for as long as he can. So, yeah, there's far fewer people, but that doesn't mean that we're necessarily going to shut down the server. And for me, I'm quite happy to hear that, because for me, the number of players won't really deter me all that much either. Like, for me, if I have a good, fun, cool crew of people to play with, I'm happy with that. Right? I'm truly happy with that. Like, I have Fatty, I have LeBron still here, I have you guys who watch me season after season. I'm set, right? Like, I still have things that I want to showcase. So Slash, for me, I'm not gonna, we don't have hundreds of players, we don't have thousands of players like on D2R, we don't have hundreds of players like the other private servers, like particularly PD2. However, we have like a small, tight-knit group of people or groups of people who kind of know each other and are generally pretty chill at this point. I don't really have issues with any of the remaining players, and there's enough of them who are like helpful and who farm enough that I don't ever really have issues, you know, finding people to just chat with and you know, like trade specific items with after the first like maybe week or two of the ladders. So that's what I wanted to point out, that yes, even though the player count might be going down, that Slash still has, you know, Slash is, even though the player count is dropping, and in that sense it's dying, there's still a very dedicated group of people who keep playing on Slash, and as far as I can tell, that might not change, at least for the next little while, but we'll see. Okay, moving along. So the build that I'm going to be playing is going to be a Holy Bolt Paladin. Well, Holy Bolt / FOH, I guess. So yes, on our leveling. So, oh man, this is gonna be a good one. I'm telling you, this reset's gonna be kind of hype. So I gotta walk you guys through my plan here. We're gonna do a 2-8. We're gonna get we as in me and Green Cable over there. Green Cable's in chat. You guys see him. Green Cable and I have already agreed that we are going to be playing us two, each controlling 4 boxes. We're gonna get through the game. I'm gonna be leveling my Sork and my Pally, and he's gonna be leveling his Zon and his Sin. When we make it to Hell, we are going to play he's going to play his Zon, and I'm going to be playing my Pally, and I'm going to run Conviction to try to support for his Zon. That's my plan. Okay? So this is where I tentatively say Holy Bolt / FOH. So the thing is, he's going to be a Javazon. So I'm going to have to max out my Conviction aura to provide him with minus 150 res to, you know, give him as much damage output as I can. The fact that it's going to be 2-8 also means that we can set the player count to 8 ourselves. And by doing this, it'll actually open us up a lot of options as to, well, it'll basically maximize our XP output. This season, or was it last season, on reset night, I remember like the person with the highest level was like only like level 80, right? I want to see how high Seth and I can go on the evening of the reset, and then after that, at the end of reset weekend, how high a level we can push his Javazon to. That is one of the things that we're going to be aiming to do, and we have a specific method or a process that we have in mind as to how we're going to do that. But you're going to have to wait until tomorrow for me to really reveal what that process is. Anyway, yeah, I've done some playtesting and experimenting with it since June, so yeah, I'm really curious to see if this will work. Okay, having said that though, the Holy Bolt aspect of this character. So I'm going to max out Conviction, but that's only 20 points. The remaining 60 points are going to go into Holy Bolt and its synergies. Now, why Holy Bolt in particular? Well, here's the thing, okay? As you guys know, probably last season, Arnamic and Caliph, I'm sure you guys were here for this. The first ever ladder reset for D2R, you'll recall that I had my barb, my fully geared out barb, whatever. Well, not fully geared out, close to fully geared. I was just missing the 2 griefs. But anyway, the other character that I had was a Holy Bolter, because I actually wanted to see, like, you know, just have some fun with like a weird, unusual character. So I built my Holy Bolt Paladin, and that Holy Bolt Paladin kind of got me thinking, well, D2R made all these changes where I think they made it like pierce through monsters, and they also made it like affect demons, right? And I'm like, I think that in the original game, like, I feel like even in the original game, Holy Bolt was strong enough that if you really wanted to get rich with a Holy Bolt Paladin, you could do it. Or like if you wanted to like clear hell with a Holy Bolt Paladin, you didn't. I mean, aside from like act bosses, like if you wanted to MF with a Holy Bolter, then it was doable. So I don't know if they needed to go through the trouble of like, I don't know if they needed to go to the trouble of like, buffing it to like kill demons and as well as undead. In a way, it's, you could say that it's kind of a good thing because it opens up the options or more options for people who want to run Holy Bolt. But for me, I'm like, I look at it as a challenge. I'm like, can I still build out my character, get rich, do the things that I would usually do with the OG vanilla LOD Holy Bolt? So that's going to be one of my challenges for the season. I don't know if I'm going to be playing all that much after reset weekend, though. Wow, we're both same level. We both look exactly the same, and we're both Necros. Anyway, sorry, sidetrack there. So, yeah, this season, like I'm telling you guys, I don't know how long I'm going to play for. This is why I have a primary goal and a secondary goal. The primary goal, I know for sure, Seth and I are going to like play reset weekend and see just how high we can level his Zontu. That is my like goal for the reset weekend. So that for sure we're going to do unless I'm met with some or some terrible accident befalls me, right? Knock on wood. After this weekend though, I want to see what I can do with my Holy Bolt Paladin and, if I can actually make him able to farm hell, basically. And if I can actually get some good finds. Like, I don't want to say, like, get rich, but actually hold my own. So this challenge is interesting to me. So that's going to be my plan. Is it absurd? Is it like insane? Yeah, probably. But I mean, we don't so many years into the game remember that like I could just go Blizzsorg. I could just go like, whatever build would get me like the richest the quickest, but that kind of defeats the purpose of this of what I want to do here. I want to have some fun with like a weird, unusual character that that most people, myself included, would not ever really think to play. At least not in vanilla D2 LOD, because in D2R obviously there's plenty of people who run Holy Bolt. So that's kind of what's going down between myself and Seth. That's the plan. Hopefully that answers Calif's question, and same with probably Arnamic was wondering too, I would imagine. Arnamic was saying 94 is around when the XP gets really, really bad, to be honest. Oh yeah, for sure. But I mean, honestly, even like 95 and 96 are bearable. I think 97 and 98 are the worst, because like... yeah, so because 95 and 96, like I feel like you can still run like Chaos Sanctuary and it still takes you like maybe like 400 to 500 runs on those levels to maybe get to like the next one. But once you reach 97 and 98, it's like, okay, at that point you should really just be spamming Neelathak and Bale and Diablo. That's just how it is. I don't know. Well, either way for me, like, if I really wanted to get my Necro to 96 and then my Sorc to 95, I could have done that too. I'm talking about these two. Like, this character is like 50% of the way from all the mock Chaos runs I've done after that ladder was over. I've had this character for many seasons, and this is the character I like to showcase. So all those showcases put together has gotten me to 95.5 from like 95.1. And then, of course, there's my... this character is like level 94.9, so anyway. 99 feels like burnout fuel. I mean, I'm all, like, let's be real here, Caleb. I'm already like about as, I don't want to say burnt out, but I'm definitely like not, I don't have as much time nowadays to play D2 as I used to. Yeah, no, really. Green Cable, or Seth was saying, I think highest I've gotten was 96 on a Druid, holy. Yeah, highest I've gotten is this Necro, full stop. As simple as that. But don't be a pirate, buy D2, Arnamic says, yeah. Remember the good old days of 500, roughly 500 on ladder reset week? Yeah, no, I know. The saddest part, though, is that, I mean, I used to play a boatload all the way up until about 2019? Yeah, it really was 2019. Yeah, I played a fuck ton of D2, or of Slash, all the way up until about around the end of 2019, I think. Yeah, I'm just thinking about how this works here. So, 2019... Yeah, all the way up until 2020 was, or like the beginning of 2020 was when I think Slashdiablo still had its like peak population. I think it was like 400 people, 500 people on like reset night. But then after that, I also like stopped having as much time to play, ironically. And that's also when a lot of people dropped off the server. So that's how it is. No Drop Zero is also nice, but yeah. Arnemic was saying I always have more fun playing on Slash with your stream in the background. Aw, well, I'm glad to hear that, Arnemic. I'm glad you feel that way. I always have more fun playing on Slash when you guys are around, I guess. I mean, yeah, I have my own fun when I'm playing solo, but obviously when I have you guys to chat with while I do like 1,000 runs, that's always lovely to have as well. I answered Quester's question regarding what hipster build I'm running this ladder. And then Arnemic was saying I think D3 was a fine game, but it just gets dull pretty fast. The drop trading and made drop rates crazy high. What you gotta, like, honestly, you gotta just look at D3 as like its own thing, as its own game, alright? And not a successor to Diablo 2, and then you can just accept and appreciate it for, well, honestly, accept it for what it is. Not necessarily appreciate it, but accept it. At least that's the way I see it. Like, yeah, trading isn't there, but, like, you know, I've played D3, and, you know, I used to look down on it, like, so much, and I still kind of do, like, as a successor to Diablo 2, but when I play it, and I'm just, like, sitting around slamming mobs as a wizard with, like, what was it called, an Archon mode or whatever the fuck, that shit's fun. I actually kind of enjoy that. It's, like, something goofy and ridiculous, and as long as I don't take it too seriously, I actually I end up having fun with the game. You know, who would have figured? Arnemic saying you're doing a 2-4 team or 2x4 team. Yes, that's the plan, Arnemic. Caleb was saying the Barb was great fun recently. Was that 1 to 2 seasons back? Which Barb? Are you talking about the SSF McRob, like the throw Barb that I made? Or are you talking about something else? Arnemic saying melee Sork hype. The Sanctuary Seth here, yeah. And Arnemic was guessing Sanctuary Paladin. Sanctuary Paladin honestly isn't a bad idea either. You know what? I didn't even think about Sanctuary Paladin. I'll actually add that to my list. Yeah, that's definitely something that I could run in the future. I've never even thought about doing a Sanctuary Paladin. Now that I think about it, that could be a lot of fun. Yeah, but obviously my main, yeah, I'm gonna commit, of course, to my Holy Bolt idea because I actually have a specific motivation for it or something. Well, yeah, I have a specific motivation behind it. Caleb was saying, is this Javazon plus Conviction? Yes, that's the plan. What are these drum rolls? We already had this conversation. I don't know what you mean. We already had this conversation. I had this conversation with I had this conversation with you, but not with Caleb and Arnemic. Arnemic saying, I don't think Slash will die. It just won't ever have a huge pop anymore. Huge pop. Just because D2R and stuff like in D2, PD2 and such. Yeah, I completely agree with that. I just don't. I mean, I would be ecstatic to see Slash make a resurgence out of nowhere, but it's just not going to happen. I doubt. I sense much Pindle skin in your future. Yes, probably. Green cable waving. Uber Mip. Hey Mip, nice to see you. You're saying HC or SC? Softcore is the plan. I don't know if you're still around, but yeah, we're going to be playing softcore. Not daring enough to try hardcore on Slash. Arnemic was saying, so D2D2 is a player-controlled Infinity Merc. That is correct, yes. Yeah, I'm guessing somebody already answered him, though. Nope, maybe not. Yeah. Player-controlled Infinity Merc, except without the 2 burrs that are required. And the Malist. You're each going to be playing 4 boxes, but that's going to be carrying my aspect stat for you. Wow, okay. Alright. Wow. You guys, you have little faith, you guys. So you can give Convict and heal Seth Zahn. Hey, you know what? That's not the worst idea, actually. Yeah, I actually totally could heal Seth Zahn. That's hilarious. Blizzorg every reset. Always for max profits. 4 exclamation marks. Yeah, I don't know. Blizzorg is actually kind of funny because, like, I still remember when... Dude, you guys remember when D2R first came out and pretty much every like D2R like D2 vet like streamer and like whatever were all coming out like, oh yeah, everyone should play Shork and shit like that. And then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna play Barb, and then I played Barb, and I actually made my Enigma. At least this was the case like during the preseason. Yeah, I mean, we had that ladder reset. I did the same thing, of course, and I had like I could have had an Enigma day 4, day 5. Um, but yeah, like now, I think after the first ladder reset and after the preseason, gradually there are more and more people who have actually caught on to the fact that yeah, like if you're just looking to like farm runes, then you can go Trav. So, you know, those days are gone. The secret is out. The cat's out of the bag. But yeah, I was enjoying it while it lasted. How there were so many people on D2R who were just nonstop. Ah, yeah, go Shork. Meanwhile, me sitting here on my jaws and well, my high runes like. Any other important announcements? Past 1 a.m. here, and I'd like to go to bed if not. Oh yeah, sorry to keep you. I didn't realize. Yes, might as well kind of go over what I was originally trying to talk about. Let's see. Right. I was talking about like plans for the future on Slashdiablo. That's kind of what you were kind of worried about in the first place, and this is the last thing for real. So, having said all of my spiel about like Slash being here for a while longer, I don't know how long I'll be on Slash 4. I'm not bored and out of ideas, and even if I run out of new ideas, I can always just go back to like old ideas and try to polish them up or just do them again. Like I could do another Poison Necro, nothing wrong with that, right? However, I don't know if my interests are going to shift away from this game. Like, you know, even if I were like, even if I had the time, which I don't, but even if I did have the time to, you know, play like a boatload of D2 nowadays, I don't know if I would. I just don't really have that same drive to do like thousands, if like even 1,000 runs of like locations anymore. Like I just can't grind that hard. I just don't have as much drive to do that anymore. And besides that, yeah, I just don't know how much fun I'll have with Slash in the months to come. Like, even though I have things that I want to do, like even though on paper I'm like, yeah, I don't mind that there's not as many people. I do really kind of miss the trading aspect because that is not as prevalent as it used to be, right? Like, you know, in the past, you know, there'd be like hundreds, like, you know, maybe like, let's say like 4 or 5 people like all trying to bid for the same item. Like, we just don't have that anymore. Like, in fact, like sometimes I ask, hey, can I have a Viper, or can I get a Viper Magi? I'm willing to offer Mal for, and people will just give it to me for free. I'm like, it's not as exciting, I guess. I don't know. So I'll have to see where my interest level lies. Also, the community, that's another thing. Like, there are some people who have quit, I think, permanently, as far as I can tell. Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. It dropped off. Trading activity dropped off significantly the last few ladders. That's just one of the things, though, that are no longer a thing. One of the other things that are no longer a thing, is, you know, I talked about how my reset team, like Last Minute Heroes, are no longer, well, they're not taking part this reset, right? Most of them are busy or unwilling to play. Well, as it turns out, hey, PB Gold, what's up, man? Two of the people who are unwilling to play are actually Marlies and Co. And as I mentioned before, I'm kind of like, yeah, like, I don't think they're going to be returning back to Slash anytime soon, or ever. I think they're pretty much done with Slash as far as I know. And I'm kind of like, if more and more people leave the server who I am so accustomed to playing with, to the point where, you know, I'm really all just by myself and I don't really have other people who I know, then yeah, I don't know if I'll stick around. That's kind of how I see it. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on the matter. Like, I don't have anything written in stone yet. I'm not like, okay, well, this season's going to be my last, next season's going to be my last, nothing like that. But yeah, like, in terms of gameplay-wise, like, I just don't have as much drive. I don't really have as many, like, fixed goals that I want to go for. I don't have as much time, and I think most of all, in terms of community, there's not nearly as many people playing, and there's not as many like people that I'm accustomed to playing with. Fatty, hey, Fatty, hey, it's good to see you, man. I'll stay on Slash, yeah. I'll talk to you in a second too, Fatty. I'm glad that to hear that you're still going to be on Slash. Very, very glad. Like you are a goat. You actually are one of the greatest. No, 100,000 Findle run on the Holy Bolter. I'll be honest, I don't think I'd mind doing like, okay, 100,000's a bit excessive. I wouldn't mind doing like a shit ton of Pindle this season. I just don't know how excited you guys would be to see me run like that much Pindle, you know? That's a that might be a bit much. Anyway, PB Gold was saying then play single player. Well, honestly, PB Gold, honestly, single player. Regarding single player, I know that it's a joke, but like, I would not play D2 these days single player. Yeah, I feel like for me, a lot of what makes D2 so exciting is the multiplayer where I can trade and whatnot. Single player has its own advantages of like, okay, you know what? I would play single player if there was a ladder for it, aka like a solo self-found ladder. I would get in on that. That would be pretty cool, and I want to talk about that too later. But yeah, I just want to wrap this up though. Hom 3 Watcher, yeah, that's basically the plan though, or at least that's all I was gonna say regarding like my thoughts on, you know, what's gonna happen for me with Slash in the future. I don't know. I don't know how long I'll keep going for. Fatty's still around here, which is great. LeBron's still around, which is awesome. You know, a number of people I still know, but there might come a point where I'll just say, okay, well, I'm just, you know, there's just not enough people, or there's not enough people who I regularly am used to playing with. So, yeah, that's all I was going to say about that. So, thanks for listening, Hom. Appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow, and yeah, have a good night. Take it easy. Thanks for staying so long. That defeats the purpose of single player. I only suggested because you said you don't have time. Well, you put a kappa, so I thought you were trolling. You know how I feel about like yeah, I love D2. Don't get me wrong. I truly love D2. However, having said that, I'm not really dying to play single player. I enjoy this game the most as a multiplayer experience for sure, where I have the option to like trade with people and hang out with people and that kind of thing, right? That's not to say single player isn't fun for me. It's just that if I had a choice between, doing single player on my own, like doing like Grayling, or, there's plenty of other games that I would probably rather play if I'm going to go single player. Like, for example, Witcher 3. I would, if I wanted to play a single player game, I'd probably go Witcher 3 or like something more along those lines. Or if I wanted to play a game on my own, I would maybe... Or if I had a choice of game that, if I didn't have Slash as an option, and I were given the choice between, say, like, Diablo 2 single player and, like, I don't know, let's say even, like, Dota 2, I would actually probably play Dota 2, just as an example. Yeah, because I know you don't like playing single player or playing against bots. Okay, well, there you have it. Fair enough. Okay, well, so you already know. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you suggested I don't have time. Yeah, I mean, I could use my spare time to play single player. It's just not really my first thought. Arnamic was saying the community makes D2 way more fun. Honestly, yeah, I'm glad. I know Dota 2 over D2. It hurts to hear that, but like really, like, it's not that I like Dota 2 more as a game. It's just that Dota 2 scratches an itch that Diablo 2 doesn't. That itch being like... I've said this before multiple times. I'm a very competitive person at heart. Like, yeah, Diablo 2 is a chill game for me. But, like, I enjoy gaming the most when I'm actively up against other human opponents. And so for me... yeah, I know D2 has a PvP, but that's not really the kind of, like, experience I'm talking about. I'm talking about, like, I'm talking about, like, Dota, or, like, even something like League. Like, I would legit play, Anyway. There's also no competition on SP2, Fatty says. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's just the way I am. I genuinely believe that Diablo 2 is, well, I mean, yeah, like, Diablo 2 is fun in all of its incarnations. Even the modded versions, like POD, PD2, they bring their own kind of fun. Single player brings its own kind of fun. Blah, 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 right? Like, whatever. Even BNet. Like, I trash on BNet a lot, but yeah, it's also fun. But, obviously, like, you know, something can be super fun, but you could not want it. It's kind of like, you know something is good, but you don't want to play it necessarily. I don't know if that makes sense. So, you guys get the idea. How can D2D2 with the death race on reset weekend as a single player? Yeah, exactly, right? That is exactly kind of how I feel. I have nothing to measure my progress against. That is literally the problem with single player for me, I guess, if you can really call it a problem. Like, by definition, you have no one to really compete with. You have no common ground. Yeah, there's no real, like, ranking system. It's not like even, like, let's say, like, Dota, even if I'm playing unranked, I could measure myself in terms of, you know, my win-loss ratio, my KD, like, you know, I have, like, multiple different heroes and situations I can put myself in. Well, that's another problem, too, like Dota 2, every game, like every round of Dota 2 I play is dynamic, whereas every run of Diablo 2 is like very well, it's very similar. Like, yeah, true. It's like different. It's just different. Hey, Barzil, what's up, my dude? Welcome aboard. Nice to have you back with us today. I'm guessing that who. Barzil, did you name change from something else? Just out of curiosity, I feel like this is a name change. Yep. Okay. Good. So I'm not crazy. I'm like looking. I'm like, I don't recognize the name Barzil, but it says you've you've written 400 messages. I'm like, that doesn't add up at all. I should know this if you've been here and written 400 messages. Anyway. Now this is nice, just chatting. I'm telling you guys, this is exactly why I'm telling you, one of these days I'm going to make a Summon Mancer. Just legit run a Summon Mancer and just like mindlessly like let my skeletons clear Bale Waves while I just sit here and chat with you guys and not pay attention to what's happening on screen. And this is also exactly why I cannot play hardcore. Simple as that. Like, I just don't pay enough attention to what's happening in game. But yeah, who were you previously, Barzil? Anyway, I mean, if you want to share. But Dota and LoL equal mental battle? Yes, they are. They really are. They're that's putting it lightly. They're a mental battle in ZTG Zord. Oh my! But of course, all right. Well, that explains everything. All right. Well, that's another lovely familiar face that I missed your ugly mug. Summon Mancer or Summon Druid? Why not both? Oh, gee. Summon Druid. Holy. One day. One day. That's on my to-do list, too, you know? Alright. Moving back along, though. Dota and... So, regarding Dota and League, though, yeah, they are mental... Like, they're mental battles in a number of ways. They're a mental battle, like... You have to fight up against your enemies, and you have your teammates that you need to argue with, and you need to figure out kind of like how to play the game for yourself. So it's you versus yourself, it's you versus your opponents, and you versus your teammates. So yeah, in some ways it is a mental battle. 3-way mental battle, 4-way mental battle with all of the above. It's great. Yeah, PB Gold is saying that's why I love... Okay, I get it, I can't play normal D2 anymore, not even Resurrected. I've done everything. Everything. Okay. It gets boring, so I play PD2 or Median even. Yeah, Median, like, I've said this before, and I'll say it again, like, a lot of people have brought up, like, oh, D2, like, why do you think Median's good, like, when it's so far away from the vanilla game? And you know, I always used to say that, yeah, I mean, Median is awesome because it's so far away from the original game. So you're getting a brand new experience, completely brand new. Like, they're really, like, fully leaning into this, like, okay, like, that we are based on D2, but we're, like, completely different. You know what I mean? It's not like POD and PD2 where they're kind of like the vanilla game, but not quite really. You know, it's like, yeah, for me, if you're gonna like try to be something different, go all the way with it, and then, you know, then you have like a brand new experience that people would actually want to try. I mean, obviously PD2 and POD, people do want to try those too, but I just meant more like, for me, if I could like choose, if I wanted to be something like completely new, I would certainly take Median over PD2 or POD. You know, that was just my point. As for PD2 or POD, I think my issue with PD2 and POD is that, again, like, I don't really have much to like compete towards though. Like, they don't really offer me anything that Diablo 2 doesn't. Right? Like, yeah, they offer like balancing changes, but that's not what I'm looking for. For me, it's because these characters are so underpowered that it makes me want to play them in the first place in the vanilla game. In PD2, if they're buffing everything to be as strong as, well, to actually be viable, then, you know, that actually kind of takes the fun out of me trying to work with sticks and stones here. But anyway. Seth was saying already, D2, I gotta get some school work done before bed. Super excited about Reset. I'll get in contact pretty early tomorrow. Yeah, likewise. Dude, I'm so looking forward to it. Thanks for the stream and the chats, and I'll catch you later. Likewise to you, Seth. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to our Reset run tomorrow. Big shout out to Green Cable for being my 2-8 partner for tomorrow. So I'm really looking forward to it. I hope you are. I mean, it sounds like you are too. So let's get it, and hopefully we'll put on a good show for everybody else. You know, no matter how badly it goes, if it's, you know, if we fail, then people get a good laugh out of it. If we don't fail, then, you know, it'll be awesome. And let's not tell them about how during our like first practice run, I put all my points into Dex on my Sork instead of my Paladin, who I was trying to max out block for. Oof. Yeah, CSF. Barzil saying, well, ZTG Zord is saying fail equals get good. Well, I mean, you're gonna need to be a lot of getting good around for everybody. You know what? At this point, I don't know why. Let's put you, and let's put you. Who else? Okay, Arnamic is already mod. Yeah, you deserve that. Caliph. Yeah. Let's throw you a mod too, buddy. Quester? Oh man, you guys have been around for eternity. Yeah, let's throw you a mod too. If everyone's a mod, no one's a mod. Holy smokes. Yes. Okay, taking a step back, let's see what else y'all were talking about. Barzil was asking, are your expectations for Diablo 4 increased? Man, you guys should really save these questions for tomorrow. I'm going to need your guys' questions tomorrow when we're doing the actual reset run to keep us company, you know? Having said that, I'm probably going to wrap up my stream in, let's say, 15 minutes. I mean, I was already supposed to... Honestly, I was aiming to like end my stream at the 1 hour mark, and then all of you guys showed up out of nowhere and started bombarding me with questions. So you guys have kept me here for a lot longer than I expected. Thanks a lot, man. Enjoy my stay here. Yeah, likewise to you. Always a pleasure to have you here, buddy. Bro, I haven't gone for Twitch for too long. What happened to Craig? I have no clue what Craig is. But anyway... Okay, so are my expectations for Diablo 4 increased or not? No, I'm really not. I talked about this before earlier, and I know you weren't here for it. I really am not. Look. For me, my preliminary opinion about Diablo 4 is that they're going the right direction. They're taking the best of both worlds from Diablo 2 and Diablo 3. Having said that, though, it's Activision. They're always prone to fucking things up. So I don't really have high hopes for Diablo 4. It's simple as that. What I do have high hopes for is that when Diablo 4 comes out, no matter what state the game comes out in, as long as it's playable, there's going to be some volume of people from the Diablo community, people from this Twitch chat, and people that I know in real life, who are probably going to get into Diablo 4. So I'll have a common game that I can play with a good chunk of people. You know, that to me is exciting. All right, I'm not expecting it to be an amazing game. I'm not even really expecting it to be a good game. I'm expecting it to be an okay playable game that I could use to spend time with others, people from this chat, people who I know, and possibly even new people who I've never met before who I could actually encounter on Diablo 4, and it could just be a lot of fun. So I don't know. I'm not going to try to hold it to this super high standard, like, oh, I want it to be like the next Diablo 2. No, I'm like, fuck that shit. Like, I just want like a good game to play right now, and that's how I see it, or like a decent game to play. Oh, PB Gold saying I don't like its forced multiplayer. Whatever. I mean, I probably wouldn't play Diablo 4 without multiplayer anyway, so that doesn't really bother me. Let's be fair, if people can play Diablo Immortal and play it for more than a few minutes, then Diablo 4 should be okay. No, man, I don't, like, I think Diablo 4 will be fine for me. Was it going to be a good game? Is it going to be fine for you guys? Fuck if I know. But for me, as long as I actually have a way to spend time with people who I care about, that's certainly more important to me than, like, oh, is it going to be like a super polished like Diablo 2 successor? Like, the time for that was 10 years ago, and then we got Diablo 3, and we all know how that one turned out. So, yeah, I don't have my hopes high on that front. But again, like, they brought back some things from Diablo 2, which I feel like are pretty cool. They brought back the socketing system with runes in a different way, because again, like, why would they copy paste the rune word system? It's just, meh, right? Anyway, and then of course, like, they've brought back the idea of like putting points into your skills, kind of like how it used to be in Diablo 2, where you can slowly scale up your skills or strengthen them rather than just, oh yeah, my weapon's super good, so that's where all my damage comes from. So you get the idea. I don't know, people like their mobile games. Yeah, if you're extremely popular in Asia, because phone way cheaper than build a PC. Okay, that's why a lot of people there are playing mobile games instead of PC games. You know, I never thought about that. I mean, I don't know if that's actually how it works, but maybe it is. Okay, cool. I want to go through the remaining messages because I really don't want to leave anything behind, and then I'm going to see if there's anything else you guys have to ask me. Otherwise, you can save it for tomorrow if you guys are going to be there. You guys know exactly what time it's going to be, right? It's going to be like 4 p.m. Pacific or 7 p.m. Eastern, so that's like 21... No, that's not right. 18 hours from now, something like that. So keep your eyes peeled for sure. And then I'm going to go over, like, I'm going to wrap up this stream by kind of going over what we did this season and kind of where we left off. So that's my plan. Okay, yeah, Artemek was asking, Caliph, so which barb were you talking about? I know this was a while ago, but earlier you asked me, the barb was great fun recently. If you talk about the throw barb, that was this season. Literally this season. It hasn't even been that long yet. Blah, 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 blah. I actually answered most of this. Artemek also said D2D2 dies way, way too often due to hardcore. Okay, so my thoughts on this statement regarding hardcore. On one hand, you're right, but on the other hand, you're wrong. I subconsciously and consciously, I think, I know I can afford to play like a potato. Yeah, I know I can afford to play like a potato on softcore, so I do, right? But if I know that I don't have that luxury, then I'm obviously going to play very differently. So one of my favorite examples is full rejuves. As you guys know, I hoard a boatload of full rejuves on every character I play, and I just proceed to never use them because, you know, goodness forbid that I'd ever want to use up a full rejuve. However, if I were to play on hardcore, I'd certainly be chugging down full rejuves. In fact, I probably wouldn't ever go into a new game without making sure that I'm at least fully stocked on all full rejuves. Period. Full stop. But at the same time, it wouldn't exactly be the most exciting gameplay to see me farm like freaking Nightmare Rekinishu just to get juves so that I can cube them into freaking full rejuves, you know? Right? Like, anyway. So that's one. Also, something else I would do too is I would try to make sure I'm over-leveled and overstacked on res for every character, every situation. And then, perhaps most of all, I would make sure that the builds I play are ones who can actually survive in hardcore. I would never ever play a martial arts assassin in, like, hardcore. You know, like, that just doesn't, you know, that's terrible fucking idea if I'm trying to stay alive. If I'm playing Assassin, I would certainly play Trapsin, and I'd play something like I'd farm locations that are safe. I wouldn't touch Pindle with a 10-foot pole. Maybe I'd run Eldritch, maybe, but I would like overstack on res like mad. Like I wouldn't touch any location in hell without 75 all res period minimum. Like I'd play way differently. Also, yeah, I wouldn't use Blizzsork. I'd probably use Paladin for stats. Again, like, Assassin is pretty safe. I'm like, Necro probably would be a good pick. You know what I mean? Like, and the builds I use would not be, like, ones that I'm, like, trying to be, like, wild and radical with. They'd be safe picks. So, you get the idea. Reaper's Toll, fine on the Warcry Barb, good times D2R. Yeah, no kidding on that, Arnamic. Just do us one favor. If you do decide to do one final / reset, make it a Poison Necro, Arnamic says. I'm not going to lie to you, Arnamic. I have something planned for my final Slashdiablo ladder reset. It's like, it's a red button that sits in my closet. You know, like, here's the thing you guys got to understand about me. You know, some people might think, oh, D2 has run out of ideas. No, I don't, not out of ideas. I literally have these written down somewhere. Things I can do for resets, okay? One of the things I have is like a break open in case of emergency, aka I'm about to leave Slashdiablo, so go out with a bang. I have a plan for that season. I'm gonna go out big, okay? If it comes down to it, that like I actually have something prepped for if I were to do one final / reset. So yeah, just know that yeah, it's crossed my mind. It's been on my mind for 3 years, I believe. Yeah. For 3 years, I've had this red button. That's what I'm gonna call it. This red button reset strat for a final / reset. So just I want you to know that. Also, who you're playing helps a lot. Who you're playing with helps a lot. If the backbone is gone, then it's way less fun. Yeah, that was like way earlier though. So PB Gold showed up. Fatty showed up. Again, good to see you, Fatty. Ed Grail / at some point long-term goal. Oh, dude, that sounds so sick. Yeah. Let's see. Alright. Barzil is saying Diablo 4 mobile. Dan can't wait for it. I'll try to be here tomorrow, PB says. I gotta be a party at 8 p.m. tomorrow. Alright, sounds good. Well, I appreciate you trying to make an effort to show up anyway. But I'll be here all weekend, as you know, so, you know, no rush. Hellhound, hello. Are you still around? Hopefully you're still here. You were asking, hello, does Slashdiablo need 1.13c, or can I make it my 1.14d version? Okay, so I think you can play on Slash even with 1.14d, but you should make sure that your game is pointing to the right server, first of all. And second of all, I don't, like, with 1.14d, I don't think you can run your map hack. Like, you can connect to the servers, but you wouldn't be able to use map hack, which is kind of a big deal, I think. So, yeah, you probably would want to have 1.13c, but if for some reason you really can't get 1.13c, then you should be able to play on Slash with 1.14d, I think. Oh, okay. Or as Arnamic said, there are ways to just downgrade it. So yeah, thanks for that, Arnamic. I didn't even know that was a thing. HD is fine till Act 3 Hell. Oh, overstack. Yeah, absolutely at overstack. And oh, that's another thing too. Like, you talk about Hell as if I'm actually going to Hell like right away. No, fuck, dude. I'm gonna stay in Nightmare. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna like farm Nightmare Bales until like level 70 plus at least, or Pindle. Nightmare Pindle is actually good XP until like level 70 some, if I remember correctly. Let me go take a look real quick. I have this written down somewhere, just to kind of give you an idea of like things that I know, but you know, never have the I've never actually needed this knowledge for anything, but at least up until now. Okay, here it is. Nightmare Pindle skin. I could, yeah, up until about level 74, Okay, no, level 74 is terrible. Up until level 72, it would take me under 100 runs for each level. So, like, yeah, number of runs the next level at level 72 is 75. Like, if I wanted to, like, you know, level from 72 to 73, it takes 75 runs. So, and that's on players 1, I think. Yeah, that's on players 1. So if I were, like, setting it to higher player counts, then yeah, I could go higher and higher. Also, obviously, what is it? I probably wouldn't farm Nightmare Pindle either, just because Nightmare Pindle is also dangerous. But yeah, just throwing that out there. Barzeel was saying D2D2 with another Summoner build for hardcore. Yo, for real though, like, if I'm blowing hardcore, then Summoner would certainly be one of the available options that I would even consider playing. Because of how safe it is as a character compared to other available options. What Pindle isn't that bad, PB Gold says. I don't know what you mean. Pindle isn't that bad. Punch Barb is hardcore hell viable. Oh, gee. Hey, Labar. Hey, what's up, my dude? Good luck. Have fun tomorrow. Yo, I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, looking forward to tomorrow's reset, and I appreciate you tuning in to say hello. So, also, let me give you mod. You've also been around a while, haven't you? Yeah. So, Punch Barb is hardcore hell viable. Oh wait, no, that was earlier. Hello, good sir. Hey, what's up, Juicy? Good, funny timing. I'm actually just about to end my stream very, very soon. I just need to kind of go over my season recap, and then I am done for the season for good. And then we we begin a new journey tomorrow with 2-8 and a Holy Bolt Paladin. So hope you're excited for that. Hope you're around for that, and I hope you enjoy the show. Arnamix says D2D2 hits 80 in Nightmare Bale. I literally would run Nightmare Bale until I hit at least 80. No joke. I'm not kidding. And then I'd start Hell. I'd be over-leveled, overstacked on everything before I even touch Hell. That's how much of a... That's how much of a coward I am. That's as nice as I can put it. Because I'm on stream. Lol. Nightmare Cows or Nightmare Bales, so good for gearing up to. Yeah, exactly. Like, I would be, well, Nightmare Cows, Nightmare Bales. I would actually even consider running Nightmare Eldritch. No joke. Oh, or Hell Andy. Yeah, legit. I probably would consider running Hell Andy with Juvies and Antidote Potions. And then I would... Like, yeah, because bosses are like, really good options to farm, too, for, like, uniques. I feel like they're actually, I won't say underrated. No one really underrates bosses, but quest bug bosses are really good. Anyway, Skiller GC, Small Trundrings, Amulets, exactly. I said Act 3 Hell because of Souls, Stunlock, and Dulls. Yeah, like, I would only really go into Act 3 if I had, like, multiple survival mechanisms, and even then, I would not consider, like, I wouldn't teleport. I would straight up just be like, okay, I'm just gonna walk. I'm just gonna walk everywhere and kill every screen. Like, I legit take 2 steps, look, are there any monsters? Kill it, and then move on. You know, like I would be very, very careful about how I play. And I know that this is what I would do. And I know that this is not what I want to showcase to you guys, even if it's what you want to see, and it's also not what I want to play. So that's, again, one reason I don't play hardcore. I had to change up my playstyle completely in a way which I don't really want to play D2, like, in a way that I wouldn't really want to play D2. Okay, cool. Moving along, so I usually farm up with my characters until 75 at Nightmare Bale before I enter Hell, which makes sense. I have no clue what to play tomorrow. Fair enough. Can't make up my mind for main character. Holy Bolt Paladin. Lol, that's going to be interesting. Exactly. Holy Bolt Paladin. Yeah, I was talking about this with the others. So primary goal for this season, aka what I know for sure we're going to be doing, is that this reset weekend I'm going to be being the conviction bitch for... Green Cable's Jabazon, and we're going to see how high a level we can boost his Jabazon to. And then, or both on the first night and then at the end of the reset weekend. And then, my own character, the main thing I'm going to farm with it is Holy Bolt. Okay, so some of you guys might be like, what the heck, Holy Bolt? Has this guy gone mad? But again, the motivation, like you guys weren't here when I said this, the motivation for me wanting to play a Holy Bolt Paladin is that in D2R, they buffed Holy Bolt to allow it to affect demons, and I think it also pierces now too or some shit. Anyway, point is, I wanted to see if I could use Holy Bolt in the original game and still be able to like kind of like get rich, you know what I mean? Because I feel like in D2R, like yeah, you can like yeah, it's in quotes stronger as a skill, but I don't know if it was like necessary. I don't know. So it's for me kind of like a fun challenge to try to figure things out where I can farm, like how to like build my character so that if I come across, like let's say like AT, right? That's a good example. 3 out of the 4 possible monster types there, I believe, are undead, but then one of them is the invaders. I need a response for them, which is probably going to be FOH, so you guys gotta get the idea. Let's see, moving along. Juicy was saying, I consider Shockwave Druid myself, but it'll be hard to find time because his hands around the corner. Shockwave Druid, wow, okay. Are you going to play as a pure bolter or in tandem with Fist from Heavens, or Fist of Heavens? Okay, so this is a very good question. So this is how I feel about Fist of Heavens, right? I wouldn't myself, like, I wanted to go pure Holy Bolt, but as it so happens, in order to, you know, be a pure Holy Bolter, you also have to max out Fist of Heavens. So at a bare minimum, 20 Holy Bolt, 20 Blessed Hammers, and 20 Fist of Heavens is core for this character. And then I'm going to have 20 Conviction because I need to be a support for Seth at the same time. Right? So once I do that, where are the rest of my points going to go? I have a choice. I could either max out Holy Shock to synergize with Fist of Heavens, or I could actually max out something else like Holy Shield to boost my survivability. That is the decision I have yet to make. It's tough. I'm really 50-50 on it. That's the answer I got for you. I'm not entirely sure yet. Because on one hand, I'm like, I want to have a response for every type of monster that, or for most monsters that show up, right? Like if I come across a demon type monster, it'd be nice to actually pop Fist of Heavens on them. But at the same time, I'm like, it also would be nice to go pure Holy Bolt and focus everything on survivability. So, What are you debating between? I haven't done a Jaws until you guys are talking about what build to use. PB Gold is saying Poison's on. I did I did Poison's on though before. It was a hybrid Plague Javazon along with Spears. Yeah, it was Plague Javazon early, Spears on. Well, yeah, it was a combination of Plague and Plague Javelin. It was a combination of Plague Javelin with Jab. There we go. So that was fun. That was one season. I remember that one. I go full clear clickables LK. Wow. Okay, can go Barb too. Whitefoo says when you can't hit 99 before the reset, totally a troll. Please no ban. Ah, you sly bastard. Come on now. You got to give me a bit more slack than that, man. Maybe this season I'll hit 99, Kappa. Who knows? Or, well, I said that in the wrong order. It's supposed to be, maybe I'll hit 99 this season. Who knows, Kappa. Anyway, hope you're doing well, Whitefoo, but I'm not going to be streaming for much longer. I'm trying to make it to the bottom here. Almost every mod has buffed HP to the moon and beyond. Yeah, sorta. I mean, I don't know how POD or PD2 has buffed Holy Bolt. I know D2R has made it pierce and it affects demons, which, you know, that's pretty good. But again, like, even in the base game, like, I wanted to show that, yeah, like, Holy Bolt can affect demons, but that doesn't mean that it's an unviable character to play. I guess that's just the main thing. But it does mean that you severely limit your options as to where you can farm. So that's the thing you got to keep in mind. And I want to demonstrate this, and also prove this to myself, too. At least that's the way I see it. Or maybe prove myself wrong. I'd say Barbara Pally personally for that. If you're going clickables LK, what about Sin? Because Sin has burst of speed, and they don't need keys, right? Yeah, the thought didn't even occur to me that you didn't write... You put Barb Pally Sork, but you didn't even mention Assassin, oddly enough. Fatty was saying you'll be using HP from a distance and your Merc will be doing the meat shield work, right? Okay, so this is exactly one of the issues that I was kind of contemplating. As it so happens, if I run a mercenary, right? Like, particularly the Act 2 and Act 5, like the Barb or the Lone Wolf. Or, not Lone Wolf, what was it? The Desert Mercenary, there you go. So if I run the Desert Mercenary or the Barbarian, they're melee type mercenaries, and my Holy Bolt can't actually pierce mercenaries. So I'd effectively be screwing myself over by getting a mercenary. What this means for me is actually that I am not going to be getting a mercenary, or if I were to get a mercenary, then I'll be getting a mercenary from either Act 1 or Act 3. Otherwise, I cannot hit anything with Holy Bolt until my Merc is dead, or I'd have to like loop around the monsters, or there would be it would slow me down. That is the bottom line. It would slow me down significantly because I'd have to reposition myself in such a way where I can actually hit shit with Holy Bolts, and I don't want to do that. So, not a good idea. At least not in my opinion. All right. Variety PD2 did in early seasons. It was busted. Now it's balanced. Okay. The Juicy was saying like the idea of adding bolts per X skill points or X points in energy. D2D2 level 99. That would be beautiful trophy moment. Level 99 day one only way. What the heck? Okay. Sin is also an option I have. Oh, yeah, alright. I had to level my G-Rush level 1 character for C farming at some point. She also has a spell which reduces enemies' visions too. Yes, Cloak of Shadows. And it's funny that you mentioned that. Traps in for C the Damn sounds like something new I should try. Ooh, yeah, that sounds legit, bro. Regarding we'll be playing Assassin for first time too. Oh, wow, cool. Just a quick question. Why City of the Damned farming? Why not, well, I guess City of the Damned is way quicker than Halls of Pain. That's probably why. But I'm surprised you haven't decided to try out Halls of Pain since that's a level 84 area as well. Range plus ranged isn't good. You have to do range plus melee. No, not really. Yeah, I have a way around that. Alright, fine. I'll lay the I'll come clean. So it's funny that Fatty's talking about assassins and the spell that reduces enemy vision, also known as Cloak of Shadows, while PB Gold's talking about range plus range. Because he's like, here's the thing, PB Gold, you might think, oh well, you need somebody to tank the monsters, otherwise they're gonna hit you while you try to cast Holy Bolts, right? But I've got a better idea. They can't hit what they can't see. So, I'm thinking that I'm actually going to be using Cloak of Shadows. I'm gonna run fucking Nadir as my Holy Bolter's helmet. Oh, dude, I'm so hyped for this. It's gonna be great. Oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, I'm actually gonna use a fucking Nadir. Yeah, it's gonna be great, you guys. Like, I'm telling you, like... Oh, GOG. Yeah, no, I know, right? Yeah, it's gonna be such a silly playstyle. No, you guys are gonna witness this, and that actually kind of gives me some inspiration too. You know what I'm gonna do tonight? What I need to look into is Holy Freeze. I can't for the life of me figure out which aura I want to have when I'm playing my Holy Bolter. Like, I'm still like, honestly, guys, I'm gonna tell you my dilemma right now. I'm like, for an aura, I obviously have maxed out Conviction, right? But I also have a choice between like what aura I actually want active. Like, obviously, I run Conviction when I'm with Seth, but if I'm on my own, I need some other kind of aura. Do I want Defiance? Do I want Salvation? Do I want Meditation? Is all obviously an option, but I don't really think you need Meditation because, like, on a Holy Bolter, because Holy Bolt requires 4 mana. Anyway, look, so what that leaves me with is potentially Holy Freeze. That could be really useful. Holy Freeze with Cloak of Shadows. Oh, glorious, glorious. Yeah, I don't know, man. How much stone rune word costs? Well, stone is like on pull, isn't it? Has clay golem charges too. Oh, that is smart. Dude, that is smart. I like that. I didn't even think about going for clay golem charge. I did not even know stone had clay golem charges, to be quite honest. Technically, sanctuary would be good too. No. No. I thought about sanctuary, actually. Sanctuary was one of the first things that came to mind. But there is one very critical problem with Sanctuary, and that is precisely that it not like the damage is good, the knocks away undead part is not. Because when I spam Holy Bolts, I want it to directly hit the monster that I'm aiming at, right? But sometimes Sanctuary will push them out of the way of my Holy Bolts. And also, most of the undead that I want to deal with, Sanctuary does not really help me. It's got Clay Golem and Molten Boulder charge. Okay, cool. The Molten Boulder I would never use. The Clay Golem, on the other hand, is actually quite interesting because that just means that you have a really good meat shield. But you've given me some inspiration. Let me think about that one. You've given me another idea that I might try. Yeah, yo, I fuck with this. All right, good. All right, awesome. Great. Okay, we're at the end now. I've answered everybody, and tomorrow... I mean, guys, we could go on and on about this for eternity, I swear. Yeah, like, you got, like, I mean, ZTG Zord, Fatty, PB Gold, Arnamic. Like, guys, I really appreciate it. 2 hours 30. Yeah, you know, to be honest, I already said this an hour ago, but... or like a half hour ago. Anyway, I was originally planning to end my stream at the 1 hour mark because it was actually really quiet and all of a sudden everyone showed up all at once. Hey guys, listen, so filling you guys in again on the plan once more, and then I'm gonna wrap up this season. This is your last chance to ask questions, but again, you should probably save it for tomorrow when the reset happens, because then I'll actually be able to talk to you guys, give you full attention. I don't want to use up all of my energy and all of our topics now when it's like, it's not even the real stream. This is supposed to just be the heads up that I'm going to be streaming tomorrow and for the entire weekend to hype you guys up. Right? But, yeah, I'm just filling you guys in on the plan tomorrow. Ladder reset taking place 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. So that's basically like 12 plus 1 plus 4. So like 17 hours. Yeah, it's 17 hours away. For those who don't already know. And what I'm going to be doing is going to be a 2-8, right? Something we've never done on this channel. I've done a 1-4. I've played an 8-man reset run. Yeah, 8-man. But I've never done a 2-8 where I run 4 boxes, somebody else runs 4 boxes, we go through the game, players 8. So, super hyped for it. And my partner for this is going to be Green Cable, of course, who's also very green to this 2-8 thing, just like I am. It's a D2 math. Hey, man. I think that's pretty accurate, okay? That is like Swiss precision right there. Anyway, so going back to what we're doing tomorrow, again, after we make it to Hell, the goal, once we make it into like Hell Act 5 and maybe kill Bale, I don't know if we're going to kill Bale right away, actually, now that yeah, we probably should so we can see how long it takes. Anyway, look, after... Huh. That actually gets me thinking. Maybe I shouldn't kill Hellbell. Anyway, whatever, fuck it. So, yeah, like I mentioned before, the goal is going to be to try to get as high a level as we can go. High level for Green Cable's Javazon, not necessarily for my Holy Bolt Pally. And my Pally is going to be running Holy Bolt, and I'm going to show you guys what I can do with them. So that's basically what I wanted to fill you guys in on. So look forward to it. I'm really hyped to see you guys all tomorrow. I actually have some topics prepped that I kind of wanted to discuss with you guys. Yeah, there are some topics that I wanted to discuss with you guys tomorrow. I'm saving it for tomorrow, but I definitely want to bring it up as a point of discussion so I have something to talk about. And these two things are going to be solo self found and also like more servers for Slashdiablo. But these aren't things that are actually going to come out. These aren't things that are going to come out, but these are some things that I kind of wanted to ask the mods about, and I wanted to talk with it over with you guys before I kind of like mention it to them. But yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be pretty cool, like because one of the things I was kind of curious about is like Slashdiablo doesn't. One of the things that the other private servers and D2R don't have that maybe Slash could like implement that could be super cool is like a solo self found ladder. Could you imagine? Oh my goodness. That you just always keep going long as he gets chatting. I know. It's always like that. You know this is how it works, man. Probably making notes about Assassin today. Alright, sounds good. But yeah, like you guys know that this is what you're here for. It's for rants and raves. But usually there's like gameplay associated with it too, but anyway. Alright, well, it's been a while since I've had a monologue like that. Let's recap one last time. There is one final course of... there's one final thing I need to do, and that's to talk about recap for this season, okay? So, I'm going to shut down my music for a second. And I'm assuming that you guys don't have any further questions. I will take no further questions. That's a lie, I totally will, but... yeah, I want to finally recap I want to recap what actually happened this season, so just give me a sec, okay? Yeah. Alright guys, so we're recapping the, oh, this is actually the wrong account here. So, okay, one sec. Alright, so we're going to be recapping the, what we actually did this season. So let me just pull this up right here. As you guys can see, we have the SSF McRob. For those of you who don't know, the SSF McRob stands for the Solo Self-Found Magic Crafted Rare Only Barbarian. Okay, so this was the main character I ran for this season. For those of you who are unaware. Now, just to kind of like recap, like what this barb basically is, it's a throw barb which only runs solo self-found magic crafted rare only items. So, just showing you his stats, he has enough strength and dex to wear his equipment with more points into vitality, and then I held off on putting the remaining points because there are different bases out there that have like different requirements for strength and dex, so I wanted to save some points in reserve in case I actually needed to dump in more points, right? But I never got around to that. In terms of skills, 20 to throwing mastery, 1 point into each of the 1-point wonders. Combat skills, 1 point into, well, a bunch of these combat skills, but with a lot of emphasis on double swing and double throw. Maxed out double swing, maxed out double throw. Double swing is a synergy for double throw, as you all know, and double throw is the main skill that I actually used on this character. My character was only level 73 by the time I finished, or by the time I stopped playing him, so I wasn't able to max out battle orders, but that's where the rest of my points would have gone, and then later on down the line, I would have then proceeded to max out find item thereafter. So that's basically how my character looks. Now, as for the equipment, yeah, so the equipment that we have to work with, I'm just trying to see if, oh yeah, you know what, let's pull up the stash as well for this. Solid HP, yeah, if I wanted to, I could have dumped the remaining, like, almost 50 stat points into life, and then I'd have an additional, like, 200 life, which is bowable, of course, as you know. But again, this is a ranged character, and I spent most of my time farming Heldritch with him. So I don't really think he needed that much health for it. Like, he was fine. He really was. Anyway, so in terms of equipment, yeah, I'm going to start off with the weapons here, because that's easiest to go over. Hailstone Bar. This was originally a Ghostglaive, plain white Ghostglaive that dropped, and then I used a Charcy Imbue quest on it. And then I rolled this bad boy. Now, it doesn't really have anything super crazy on it that, you know, that makes it super good. But it does have a good chunk of ED. And it also, I got lucky and I rolled like life stolen per hit and attack rating as well. I say that I didn't get anything super good because, like, yeah, I could have rolled like Cruel modifier and probably got up to like 300 ED. It could have rolled like Fool modifier as well for like a boatload of attack rating and max damage, but I didn't get either of those things. I didn't even get like plain max damage, but for what it's worth, as a solo self-found item, this was excellent, and that is all I can say about that. I shopped for this Cruel Winged Knife of Carnage. Absolutely insane. I remember when I first got this, ZZZ expressed his surprise because he didn't even know you could get this, and I didn't know you could get this. 286% enhanced damage. Out of the shop, I think Mala was kind enough to give it to me. These two things put together is an absolutely insane combo that I was able to, you know, put on my throw bar in like the first weekend or so to make him kick ass. What else have I got here? Oh yeah, and then the other weapons in stash. So the thing is about quantity, my weapons have quantity because I'm a throw barb, right? So I needed 3 sets of Ghostglaives to match up to the 1 set of winged knives that I have. So anytime I'm out of Hailstone Bar, I switch over to the Ferocious Ghostglaive or Eagle Stake, which is a crafted Ghostglaive. Well, actually, let's start off with the Ferocious Ghostglaive. Ferocious Ghostglaive is fairly straightforward. I shopped this from Anya. It has 162% ED, and a bit of cold damage. This Eagle Stake was another plain... Or no, I think it was Magic Ghostglaives that I actually crafted. I had to find the recipe for it. I don't remember it off the top of my head right now, but I think there is a recipe for, like, was it safety? I think it's safety, yeah, because this one has monostolen per hit damage reduction and magic damage reduction. Anyway, I think monostolen per hit is safety. But yeah, this rolled 94% ED, which isn't a ton, but it is an elite base, so this was my best available option compared to some of the other choices I had before. So that's why these are the 3 that I'm using. These were the 3 highest damage glaives I can get my hands on to combo with my winged knives. And then the rest of my equipment is notably less exciting. I found a life stolen per hit and attack rating ring. This one is just res with some minimum damage, mana, and half freeze duration. Half freeze duration is really nice because if indeed I do get frozen, then, you know, cannot be frozen available to me as an option since I don't have a Cham rune, and most of the cannot be frozen equipment is barred behind, you know, uniques and set items. So, you know, this is all I got. And then of course my belt. My belt is strength and ED. The reason why I use this belt is because this helps keep up my items. Not even a Chamron slack. Yeah, no kidding. I don't blame you for thinking as such. But yeah, this plated belt helps keep up... Well, actually, no. It makes more sense this way. If I go Larzuk... You know what? You can see right now my Ghostglaives require 89 strength, right? If I take off this belt, I lose 12 strength, and then I can't wear these. So they're red. Like, look at that. So what this allows me to do is if I take off this belt, I can go to the shop and I can actually try to shop for like cruel ghost glaives once. Like that would have been the upgrade, which I'll talk about later. But yeah, I could actually shop for ghost glaives that way a lot more easily because then they'd actually be red in the shop. So that was the plan. Champ dude. Do I look like Cody? You? Come on. Yeah. Same goes with Ancient Armor of Protection too. Or Jeweler's Ancient Armor, because I got Jeweler's Ancient Armor of Protection, but I could have gotten like Jeweler's Ancient Armor of the Whale or something like that, but that would have taken me a lot longer to find, and I just didn't have the patience for it, right? So yeah, that was the reasoning behind the belt. And then these boots, 40 fast run walk with the first res I could find, which happened to be cold res, so I stuck with it. So my res are still garbage, but I mean, I'm ranged, so for the most part it's not a big deal. And then my, armor, you already saw it, 400 attack rating because I put 4p diamonds into a 4-socketed ancient armor. I would have loved to put it in a wormhide instead or something like that, but I couldn't for the life of me find an elite base armor, so then I could like Lars a quest into 4 sockets, so unfortunately this is all I had to work with. Yeah, this is just a crafted helm. It came with life stolen per hit, deadly strike, and life. That's all I really needed. Especially the 10% deadly strike. That's a max roll. That's my only available source of deadly strikes and some, crafting my equipment. And here's 10 FRW, 4 max damage, 16 attack rating, 4% life stolen per hit, 47 life. Really good amulet in terms of like this was a blood amulet. It came with a max roll on faster run walk. That's a fixed roll that it gives me faster run walk, just a variable, or it varies between 5 to 10. There you go. Life stolen per hit, and life, I think, were part of the blood crafted recipe, but the max damage and attack rating were not. I rolled into those. Nice rolls for modifiers, but just relatively low. Anyway, yeah, that's basically it, though, for my equipment. And then on Switch, I have 3 to Warcry's sticks. Oh yeah, I forgot about my gloves. 3 life stolen per hit. Knockback, that's the main important thing on the gloves. I think it always comes with knockback. I think it's hit power recipe that does this. I got a bit of cold res, which is nice, and then it also came with MF. So everything you really need in gloves. Yeah, I'll talk about that in the second Artemic. Cold res, 6 MF, small charm, and 7 FRW. Again, I picked these up off the ground, self-found, so I'm using them because I don't have any better options. I'm going to show you guys a demo run in a second, and then I'll talk about potential upgrades. But I feel like there's something I'm missing here. Oh yeah, right. In my stash, there was also this belt right here. This belt is so that I can get the items red, but without dropping all my potions. And then this belt kind of gives you an idea of like things that I can craft. If I had like a better craft, well, I mean, this one is actually fine, like whatever. Like it gave open wounds. Again, crafted belts are like the only way I can get open wounds on this character. So this is what I had to work with, right? It low rolled on life stolen per hit though, and the rest of the modifiers weren't great. So there you go. Dim Vision one. I was playing around with ways I could maybe deal with like Pindle and some of the others, but yeah, I collected a bunch of runes, but I can't really use them for rune words. They're just there if I wanted to ever socket things. So you guys get the idea. I could have burned a Larza quest in this, and then if, hypothetically, if I had a Cham, I could have chammed it for cannot be frozen. That's one available option. But yeah, that's it for gear. One other thing I want to point out, my character's level was 73. Yeah, that also kind of limits what I had access to in the shop. And I'll talk about that for potential gear upgrades. Should I do? Yeah, I can talk about potential gear upgrades. Yeah, and I'll do like the demo run for last. So potential gear upgrades, mostly, like I said before, Jeweler's Ancient Armor of Protection should have been Jeweler's Ancient Armor of the Whale or some other modifier that was, actually useful. Belt obviously could use a massive improvement. These rings, like this ring in particular, is decent, but I could have gotten like a rare ring that had like min damage, max damage, attack rating, you know, and res with like maybe like dual leech, shit like that could have been pretty good. This set of gloves, similar situation, right? I have knockback and MF and a bit of life stolen per hit, but could have gotten like some extra damage. Could have been useful. This is fine. Obviously, cold res roll could have been higher, or it could have been fire or light res even. Or it could have been, no, this isn't fine actually. The best in slot probably would have been tri-res rare boots would have been the play. And inventory could have been, well, obviously charms for like max damage or whatever. Anyway. This is sort of fine, but obviously the rolls could have been higher. And this is fine, but rolls aside from Deadly Strike could have been higher. Now, the last thing I would want to talk about, I guess, is... oh, you know what? I also didn't even talk about my Merc's gear either, and I'll go over that in a second too, but let's finish about upgrades for my character. These were the weapons that I ended off on. The Cruel Winged Knife is great because I can do a weapon switch glitch with it, and I'll show that in a second, or when I do my demo run as well. Weapon switch glitch is a glitch that allows you to like really boost the attack speed of your character. Is the TLDR. I don't know the exactly how it works, but that's the general gist of it, I think. But yeah, like even though Cruel Winged Knife of Carnage was excellent, and you know I'd be hard pressed to find something better than this. Oh, and keep in mind, like my throwables can't really be socketed, so you know what you see is what you get, right? This could have been upgraded to something a little bit more, you know, like Cruel modifier, Fool's modifier, that kind of stuff. Like I could have gotten quite a bit more damage. I think I ran the math previously, and you know, right now, like my on-screen damage is 1076 to 2803. But if I got like a 300% ED Hailstone bar, then I think this could have gone up to like 4K. And also keep in mind, like, I'm not even like max level yet, so I could have put more points into strength and dex to boost the damage even farther than that. But and I mean the rest of my equipment too. Why is this... Okay, just auto-played. Yep, so that's it for my equipment, though. Again, like, if I wanted to do shopping, as I mentioned before, what I would have done is I would have put this on. Everything goes red. I would have gone to Anya.
Good morning.
Trade, and then look for, like... I mean, Ancient Armors, as you can see, is... Well, actually, this kind of works both ways. So I can go to miscellaneous section, and then if I see glaives like this, they could be ghost glaives, or they could be regular glaives, right? But as soon as I put this plated belt on, it can no longer be ghost glaives. So I would actually be just going through in and out of Nilithak's temple to see if I could find. There you go. This is how you know that this is something worth looking at. I mean, yeah. And then obviously I would need to tailor my equipment a bit better to borrow spiculums as well. But anyway, you guys get the idea. And then of course, if I were looking for ancient armor specifically, I would put this on. And then anytime that an armor shows up that's red, but that shares the same visual skin, I know that it's... Like, if it's red, then it's an ornate plate. Otherwise, if I can wear it, then it's an ancient armor. So, again, this belt is pretty handy. And then finally, my Merc's gear here. Again, this is the best armor I found off the ground. It's got a good amount of defense. It's got a bit of strength. It's got a bit of resistances. Yeah, so that's what I throw my Merc. It was the highest defense available on him. Artisan's Great Helm gives him enough strength to wear the Cruel Great Pole Axe. Yeah, so that was pretty good.
I'll put that to good use.
Seriously. This is what it would look like if he didn't have the equipment, but I mean, yeah, he still doesn't have enough to wear it, so there you go. I actually really needed this Artisan's Great Helm. And it's not like I can put on like a Tal's mask since it's an SSF McRob, so can't really, that's all I had access to. 201 strength. Alright, and then the last thing I'm going to do, hopefully I haven't bored you guys all to death, but just kind of recapping where my barb left off before I wrapped it up for the season. This is what a run looks like. Notice I switched to my Warcry sticks first before I battle orders, and then I want to show you guys something real quick. So notice it goes 1 2 1 2 1 2, but as soon as I unequip this and then I put it back on, it goes way faster. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2, right? And I just need my Merc to pop Might, and then my damage goes from 1800. There you go, up to 3000 on my like left hand, and then my right hand is 4600 max. Yeah, it's not too bad. I had potential to go higher, not too much higher, I don't think, because I've already maxed out my double swing and double throw, and I've already dumped a lot of points into my stats, and I mean my equipment's already pretty close to like as high as I can go, but yeah, that could have been pretty good. I also just forgot to mention this. So that's what a run of this SSF McRob looks like. One last thing I forgot to mention about my barb. His Cruel Great Poleaxe of Slaying came from Larzuk. I actually shopped it from Larzuk. Yeah, I actually shopped it from Larzuk. It took me a while, but once I did it, yeah, this is like the best available weapon I can really get, unless, you know, a better one actually drops as a rare, or as a magic item. And then, of course, I burned a Larza quest. I had a 50-50 chance to get like 2 sockets. If I got 2 sockets, I could have gone like double Am, or like Am Hell, or like Am Shale, or something like that, or Shale even. Right, a lot of good, fun options. Yeah, that's basically it. And also, by the way, for that run that I just did, if I ran out of javelins, or if I go to like other locations in general and run out of javelins, rather than having to go back to town and refill, I can of course switch out my javelins for the next available one that does. Well, yeah, that's in my inventory. So that's kind of how this build plays. Pretty fun. I can run it in Frigid. I could run it probably in Pits too. Well, okay, I can't really run it in Pits, I don't think. I'll actually see if I can run it in Pits. Like, there's a lot of places where it just won't work, but who knows, maybe Pits will actually be okay. Yep, get me out of here. Let's see how long I'm frozen for, because I have cannot be frozen. Brutal, brutal. Oh, Skill Shrine. Oh, very nice. Let's check out Pits real quick. Oh yeah, that Might Aura. Oh shoot, that is not what I meant to do. Okay. What the? Where are my javelins going? Oh dude, frozen. Okay, let me try Combat Shrine, maybe that'll do better. Wow, that actually gives me a pretty massive boost in damage. Like, I'm actually doing quite a bit here. This is where Laying of Hands would be super useful, by the way. I mean, I know it's a set item, but this is exactly one of the limitations of SSF McRob. Like, you can kind of see, like, if I had things like Laying of Hands, I'd be doing way more damage to these guys, for sure. Yeah, not bad. I can actually kill shit with this, but obviously it just takes a while. That's really the bottom line. And I'm limited as to where I can farm. I wouldn't be able to run Pindle, I wouldn't be able to run Chaos, obviously, or Bale runs. And you'll also notice that this character finished off at level 73. Oh, there you go, I ran out, so switch. And I keep going. Anyone still around, by the way? Just out of curiosity. Yeah, Arnamic talked about this like crafted ladder for PD2, and I'll discuss that in a second too. Of course, you're still around? Wow, okay, well I appreciate that. I'm surprised I haven't put you to sleep yet. Till the stream ends? Okay, well we're not going to be here for much longer anyway. I really mean it. So anyway, what was I going to get at here? Oh yeah, right, I was talking about why... Yeah, so I ended up at level 73 when I finished this character, and the reason for that is, well, there's a lot. Okay, why is my character the state that it's in? Is, I guess, what I want to kind of go over. You'll notice that my Barb has not done his Hellforge. That's because I can't. My character, I don't think, is strong enough for it. You know what? I'm going to actually try that. That sounds like a really fun final boss battle to see this guy off. But while I try to roll a good map for Hephaestus, I'm going to talk about why this character is in the state that it's in. So I don't have Hellforge available. I didn't do the Saga quest. This one was purely out of laziness. And you'll see that I also haven't cleared Ancients and Bale. Or Hellbale for that matter. And the reason for all this is that when I began this season, I think I did a run where it was me, Marlies, and Incendies who all ran 2 characters, and then I think we had like Seth and I think it was Muse as our like last 2 people on our team. Anyway, basically we like it was like us 3 were gonna run a barbarian and 1 other character, right? So yeah, because we were trying to run like our barbarian with like 1 other character, like we had like, well, we did our ladder reset run, and basically we never actually made it to Hellbale. Yeah, like the others were just too tired. Ko never made it. Ko never made it. Incendies and Marlies, I think it was getting late, so they wanted to go to bed. We were like really slow because we didn't have enough like. I think we were down, I think a Conviction Pally, or we were down like a Sork or something. Anyway, whatever the case though, it reached the point where we didn't actually beat Hellbale, so I think we only stopped at like the end of like Nightmare or some shit like that. And then later we had to like level our characters, or I had to like go through the game with somebody else. I don't remember the story behind that. I'd have to go through the VODs to check. Like, it's been a while, but you guys get the idea. So this character doesn't have Ancients or Bale done because we never made it to that point. Even when I played through the game to like make it to like Heldritch at least to farm, I never. Look at this. I am having trouble even with this. Okay, hold on a sec. Let me pull my guy back. Okay, so yeah, I was basically saving the Ancients quest and Bale. Yeah, because Bale I have no reason to do because I'm never gonna do Bale runs and I don't really have anything to gain from killing Bale. Ancients I was gonna save for like a good level up. Because originally I was doing a race, right? That was the whole point of this character. I don't know how many people remember this, but the whole point of this character was to race. But anyway, that didn't end up happening. I'll showcase what I mean by that later, but yeah, let's see if we can take on Hephaestus now. Yeah, I remember that race now? Yeah, alright. Maybe this will bring memories back for you. Because, yeah, there's a lot of context. I know I'm kind of going all over the place, but, yeah, like, I wanted to showcase this character and also talk about the motivation. Oh, and of course he spawns Holy Freeze. That's just great. Okay, seriously. What the? Did you guys see that? He just teleported in front of my face. So, you see, this is exactly why I was having so much difficulty trying to deal with Hephaestus in the first place. Like, yeah, even without okay, yes, he has Holy Freeze, but you see how much damage I do to him? Like, it's not enough. Now, Merc was actually able to soak up some hits, though, which is impressive, but yeah, this is the kind of battle that I would come back for if I were, like, level 80 plus, and the way I would have made it to level 80 plus is just by non-stop running Heldritch to upgrade my equipment, to level myself up. Yeah, with more stat points and more skill points, I could have boosted my strength and dex, and I could have boosted my battle orders for more health on myself and my merc, so I could kill Hephasto and possibly even Ancients. But yeah, that's a fight I don't think we're ever gonna get a chance to see. Yeah, I can try right now this character against Ancients, but I don't think it's going to end very well if I can't even take on Hephasto, so... I wasn't able to watch it much due to working a lot. That's okay. That's okay. I'm going to talk about that race in just a moment because I think I've covered everything else. So, yeah, went over the stats and skill points for this character. I went over the gear. I showed the demo run in a number of different locations. And, yeah, kind of doing this all backwards. I probably should have started with this, but the motivation for this SSF McRob was supposed to be that... Wait, there's no 99 this season? Oh no, we do have a 99. Don't worry, we're used to being all over the place. Yeah, I wanted to actually be like direct with this one though, but obviously that idea kind of went out the window since there's a lot of context necessary that I forgot about. And one of the things is the race. Because originally, the whole reason why I even made this character was that I thought that we were doing a race. Myself, and where's the other two? Where's Marlize? Gosh, Abomination. Wow, okay, well, I can't find it anymore, but... Incendies and Marlize both also had a barbarian that they were supposed to level up. Like, we brought that with us to hell in our reset run. Like, one of them was playing Sork, and the other was playing Assassin, and I was playing my Paladin, which I'm going to quickly go over at the end of this. And then, yeah, we brought our Barbs along, and then, well... they didn't have any time to like actually end up ever leveling those barbs, even though it was supposed to be a race in the sense of like leveling our characters, and we wanted to see, oh, how strong are our barbarians by the end of it. It was a really cool idea. It was supposed to be super fun, but it just didn't quite work out the way we wanted to. Since, yeah, like we were thinking, oh yeah, you know, we should try to race to see who can get the highest level, who could get the best equipment, etc., etc. And like, well, I think they had ideas of going like Frenzy, Double Swing, Berserk, Whirlwind, that kind of stuff. And I went Throw Barb, but this is kind of why we ended up in the state that we are now. We never got a chance to finish our reset run, so I just went with what I had, which was this Barb and the other Paladin, which I'm going to show in a second. And yeah, that's more or less the context of how this Barbarian came to be, the SSF McRob. Solo self found, magic crafted, rare, whatever, only barbarian. So there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed that little spiel. And I know that you guys know the story, but most of you guys know the story. But yeah, I like to end off this season by just recounting exactly why we ended up in this situation in the first place. And the final thing is this conviction paladin. I called him Convict Bitch. He's no longer a Conviction Bitch. He's actually a Hammerdin now. But during the reset run, he was strictly there to provide conviction. Now, though, he's a full-fledged Hammerdin, or budget Hammerdin. Yeah, you know, I don't really want to waste too much time on him, but, I mean, this is just the second character I was running. He's level 88 because I was just running this character as a Hammerdin against Heldritch while I was just, like, watching, like, YouTube on the side as a nice chill, or alternative, like, chill character to my SSF McRob Barbarian, who was supposed to be my stream character. So yeah, this Hammerdin was a character that I was, like, running on my own time. Like, if I was playing on Slash and I didn't feel like streaming, then yeah, this is the character I was playing. And yeah, I actually made it pretty far. Got a combat skills, amulet, Mage Fist, String of Ears, one of the Dwarf Stars, Tear Haunch, and Whiz Spike, along with this Spirit Shield, I think were the things that I found. Skin of the Viper Magi I think I traded for, along with his Dwarf Star. I also found this Coronet for Teleport, which is pretty nice. And then the rest of these, I found the Offensive Aura Skiller, this one I think, the combat skills were given to me by LeBron, I think. And I also believe I traded a bunch of tikis for this Hellfire Torch. Huh, yeah, I almost forgot about that. Anyway, yeah. And yeah, one of the highlights for me this season was that yeah, like with this teleport Coronet, I mean I have like Nages on Switch, but with this teleport Coronet, I don't need to switch off of my shield just to switch over to Nages, which is significantly safer. So that was a huge highlight. And that's definitely knowledge I want to take with me into future seasons, because that could be huge. There's a lot I could do with that information, actually, even if it might not seem like it. Alright. So yeah, that's basically it for me. Is your pally for the new bladder going to be called D2-Pindlebot? You know, that's not a bad name for it. Anyway, alright, the absolute final thing I'm going to do. I'm going to answer Arnemic's comment regarding the Crafted League first, and then address remaining comments after, and then I'm going to do my one run of Chaos, just in case, Arnemic, you didn't actually see how this Hammerden works. Okay, so Arnemic was saying PD2 had a really cool mini-season they did not too long ago where it was a crafted ladder. They disable all the uniques and sets. So that was the original motivation I had that led me to do this in the first place, or like that led us to do this in the first place, because I was talking with some of the, you know, last-minute heroes, particularly Insidies, Marlies, and co. And then it was like, yeah, PD, I don't remember who brought it up. I think Co did, or I did. And then we were just like, oh yeah, it's such a cool idea that they did that, you know, they actually did a proper crafting league. And then it's like, yeah, let's do our own. So that's kind of why we did this in the first place, or at least we were supposed to. It was supposed to be a race, but I was the winner by default because I'm the only one who actually had a barbarian that was worth showcasing. So yeah, that was. Point is, PD2 was kind of what helped inspire us, and yeah, who knows? Like in the future, maybe they'll, well, I don't know. Maybe they'll do other cool ideas like this that we'll have our own Slash twist on. So we'll see. So good seeing your stream. Hey, I appreciate that, Fatty. It was good seeing you too, man. Always brings some cheer with the D2D2 stream. Hey, I'm glad that you guys feel that way for real, because yeah, I've been doing this for many years, and you know, to hear that that you guys still enjoy my content. After all this time is quite a pleasure, truly. Means a lot to me. Regarding the Paladin, I haven't decided the name. I know that Pindlebot was supposed to be a joke, but it might very well be the case where I'm just non-stop running Pindle with that Pally, but there are other locations that are runnable with them as well, so I don't think it would be entirely accurate to call him a Pindlebot. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that front. And I'll leave it there because I don't want to spoil anything more than that. Barzil giving the thumbs up. Alright, well I appreciate that too, ZTG Zord. Alright, now, the last thing I want to showcase. I'm going to show you guys what, like again, I don't have Enigma on this guy, but I have the Nagistaff and I have a Teleport, Coronet, whatever, right? I want to show you guys this like ridiculous run that I came up with, for this character. Half joke, half not touch with Holy Blood as well. There are other spots. Pindle is stupid good with undead. Okay. Oh, gee. Oh, shit, dude. That's so many. Okay, fine. I have no choice. Okay, you know what? No, fuck it. This is a bad run already. That's so unlucky. That's so unlucky. I've never seen that. There's so many monsters on that seal right there. Well, let me try this. Let me run it back here. Okay. Actually, I just realized I should probably refill my staff.
What do you need?
Okay. One more time. Alright, just in case you guys didn't see it, because I think most of you guys have, but maybe you guys haven't seen how I do my runs with this Hammerden. Okay. Bruh. Okay, fuck the murder. Oh, gee. No! Fuck. Ah, this is so annoying. Alright. Just ignore the death. Okay, I'm rusty. I haven't played this character in a while. Alright, you're gonna have to bear with me. I'll try again. Yeah, 1 second.
Hail to you, champion.
Yeah, demos are always great. I love demos. Fuck you, man. I'll have you know that I don't die all the time. Mind you. Okay. Yep. Oh yeah, one more thing. There. Alright, there we go. This might be a bit better. Wait, what the hell? Okay, that was a super late spawn. I think it bugged out for a second. That is a lot of monsters. Holy, that I've never seen so many. Okay, there we go. Wow, this is a really good chaos, I think. Okay, great. So now, what would have happened is, now that the 3 sealed bosses are down, I would go here, and then... There you go. And then we would just charge it. Yeah. Not bad. Soul rune, just a bunch of random runes. Ah, well, too bad. I mean, I cleared all those monsters, but nothing good dropped. Anyway, yeah, I just want to show you guys that. And then, of course, at the end of it, I would have to... was that a Tal's Mask? Was it? It might have been. I found a Thresher. I found a Juvie. Let's go pick that up. I would have also picked up some of the items that dropped so that I could refill my... whatchamacallit? Refill my teleport staff. Dusk Shroud. No, Cuirass, like, look at this. This is not... Ow, 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 ow. Am I out of tele charges? I guess I am. Oh, whatever. But yeah, no, I didn't see any Tal's Masks. It was Dust Shroud, yeah. Alright, there you go. So. Okay, cool. So, hope you guys enjoyed that demo. But yeah, that's kind of what I figured out with my Hammerden that I could do. And those ones were pretty fun, but the only problem with those runs... as that I would imagine, or as you guys would probably imagine, they are ridiculously expensive. 200,000 just for one run, and for selling 2 armors I only get like 100k back. I mean, I guess hypothetically I could have swapped out, like I could have gotten rid of all of my Grand Charms, and then my runs might be self-sufficient if I could find armor bases to sell, but man, what a pain. Yeah, you see what I mean, right? 200k. But that's okay though. I actually much prefer this method of farming with the Hammerden, because the traditional way of like having to full clear everything is just not as cool or as interesting to me as like seal glitching as something other than a Sork. Obviously, it's jankier, and you know, most people would say like this is like playing a Blizzork with extra steps, but I mean, hey, like with a Hammerden, you know, this is not a usual playstyle, and you won't see this anywhere other than here, so you kind of get the idea. Kind of fun. Yeah, I'm just thinking what else to say to that. Yeah, I'm just thinking like with my Holy Bolter Like, I can take out Lord Desay and Grand Vizier of Chaos with my Holy Bolts, but I can't deal with Infector Souls, which is too bad, because imagine being able to do, like, Seal Glitch, Holy Bolt Paladin runs, now that I know that you can do this with until you staff a circlet and you with, like, a clean inventory. But anyway, that's a discussion for another time. Remaining comments that you guys wrote. I think I'll do a Javazon main. Okay, glad to hear it. But what should I farm as my primary area? I don't know, man. How about Halls of Pain? You ever try to run Halls of Pain with a Javazon before? Because that's always been one that's been on my mind. Like, if I'm going to run a Javazon, I probably wouldn't run Hell Cows, I think. Like, I just don't think it's as interesting as trying something different and unusual like Halls of Pain, but that's just my take on it. Oh, good night and see you in 14 hours. Yes, sir. I am good for that, except, is it 14 hours? No, I believe it's 16 hours, is it not? I think it's 16 hours. Friday, she can farm NM Hellcows without needing the GG gear. Yeah, no kidding. Like, we kind of want to do something different. Yeah. Our primary spot. Yeah. Halls of Pain sounds good. Yeah. Halls of Bread, man. Halls of Bread. Yeah. Halls of Pain flare farming for sure. Yeah, I had some pretty good results on that. I think in 250 runs of Hop, just flare farming, I got like a high rune or two. But again, I've never formally done like 1,000 runs and tried to see how many runes I can get from there. Drop you D-Web even? Ooh, gee, that's kind of wild. Anyway, guys, but that is a wrap. That is the finale for this season, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you guys being with me for this journey, this whole ride, the whole time, or at least bits of it. And also, yeah, I know that this season recap was pretty lengthy, but yeah, I'm glad I got a chance to kind of go over and kind of reminisce about everything that's happened over the past 4 months. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. That is a wrap. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And yeah, the last things that you guys are saying here, I think I can do Neilthak too while there, since he was pretty easy as a Java. Yeah, I guess you can give that a try too. Except when he's letting me, yeah, no kidding. See you on reset time. Yeah, likewise to you, Fatty. See you to everybody else, guys. I will see you all tomorrow. You know, be there or be square. That's 16 hours from now, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, brace yourselves for this 2-8 madness. 2-8 circus show? I don't know. Guess we'll find out. And then the Holy Bolt Paladin. Pretty excited for that. I'm going to try to think up of different ways to play him tonight as well. So that's going to be fun. Time to make Assassin. Sounds good. Good night, Mr. D2D2. Yeah, likewise to you. Good night, Mr. Arnamic. Yeah, off I go. I'm excited for tomorrow, but I'm off to get some rest. So, guys, once again, for the final time this evening, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow. And yeah, that's it for me. So, this is D2D2, signing out.